What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What up? Sixth element of hip hop in the building. We all type of screens and shit. What's going on, y'all?
What up?
Yeah. We got a good show today. We got some Batman madness to check out. Some Green Lanterns awesomeness. Great Superman shit, DCU shit going on. We got some G.I. Joe stuff. Raw Talk got some fire books to show, a little unboxed, little comic haul. Yeah, man. So we got a good one.
Yeah.
Just a quick. Last episode was this, and I love to see how YouTube completely sabotaged it.
It has a quick update views for that.
Yeah.
I got an update before you start. So a few guys that I work with, they watch our show religiously. They watch the rebroadcast, and that show that we did. They say they can't find it now.
They can't find it now.
They said they can't find it. One of the guys told me that Disney does that. That Disney takes down videos. I talked to him this morning. He said the last time he went on, he couldn't find it. He said he watched like half of it on his way home from work, and he said
up there now,
he went to go try to watch it. Oh, it's up there. I'll let him know. I'll text him. Let him know. Yeah, he was mad. He was pissed about it because he said Disney does that. They'll take down anything that's bad about them or anything that talks about them in a negative way, no matter how big or small you are. They don't want it out there.
Yeah, so they'll figure out some way to make YouTube take it down and shit like that. And what they did with mine was, with our video, they copyright striked it for some shit. Let me show. I'm not going to show you now because they're going to copyright strike it again. But I showed a clip, a little slide with slow or sped up. I sped it up. I altered it. It's not like I'm just showing it, right? I altered it and everything. And that company said that it was a copyright strike. So it had nothing to do with the Disney stuff, but it because they can't just take you down and say, oh, we don't like you because you're saying bad stuff. So they come up with this bullshit reason. They took the video down for that. So I easily went in there, clipped out the little section where I showed the slide, real fucking simple, and reposted the video. But of course, by that time, it's a late post stream, and that means that nobody that wasn't on there live is going to really see it unless they go to our channel and look it up. So it has like 20 views. It's like the people that were in here live are the only ones that viewed that video.
Wow.
Damn.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And you can look on my channel right now and see I did a video said The Acolyte is the greatest Star Wars project ever. Hundreds of views. The next video just said, The Acolyte versus House of the Dragon. Who did it better? They buried that motherfucker.
Yeah, Slade, what up? Yeah.
It
was the madness.
But on to today's topics, man. Today we got some somber news. It's very sad. I with a heavy heart, I have to break the news that we lost one of our greatest heroes, Mr. Bruce Wayne. Let's have a moment of silence. This is canon. It's real. Some people are like, Chip Zdarsky, what the fuck are you thinking, sir? But some people found it interesting. But DC can now officially claim that they have killed off Bruce Wayne with the latest release of Zdarsky's Batman run. Bruce's death does come with a major twist that no one saw coming and was surprisingly peaceful.
Batman 149. That's Batman 149 for all you guys that didn't get it.
It's surprisingly peaceful. The way he died, it wasn't like a blaze of glory. He didn't go out guns. It was just And the end of
Yep.
and this death, this thing does address a major criticism of Zdarsky's run. Chip Zdarsky is one of my favorite comic authors. I have like the big three, and it's John Hickman, Al Ewing, and Chip Zdarsky for modern, modern comics.
Okay.
Hang on. For modern comics, those are my three favorites. But Batman 149 served as an epic epilogue to to Zdarsky's lengthy Zurenar. I guess that's how you say it, Zurenar.
Zenora.
It's not Zenara. It's
Zerenor.
It's Zurenar. So it's basically he's saying Zurenar, but the way he spells it, it's Zur-N-R, Zurenar.
Okay.
And slash, fail safe. That storyline is this sort of epilogue to that storyline. So if you were following Zdarsky's and you're into that Zurenar Batman, where it's like his alternate personality inhabiting the body of Failsafe in order to try and take over as the new Batman. And but instead of focusing on Zur, this issue shifts more to the Robin of Zurenar, a young clone of Batman, of Bruce, rather, bearing a very striking resemblance to Damian Wayne. Obviously, it's his DNA. Right. Initially, they dubbed this Robin the Evil Robin due to his allegiance to Zurenar, and the epilogue sheds different light on this new character. A very tragic and eye-opening perspective that culminates in the death of Bruce Wayne. Zurenar's clone of Batman gives Bruce Wayne a beautifully peaceful death in the gardens of Wayne Manor. Just very poetic. After successfully defeating Failsafe, Batman's top priority shifts to locating and apprehending the Robin of Zurenar. And instead of the typical Gotham rogue roundup, he decides to bring the young Bruce Wayne back to his brownstone house. And it's there that, after conducting various tests, that he discovers Zurenar's accelerated the clone's aging process without implementing any safeguard to halt it. And despite Damian Wayne's concerns about the clone, Bruce affirms that he sees the clone as Bruce Wayne and pledges to do everything possible to mitigate the younger Bruce's rapid aging. And despite Batman's best efforts to halt his clone's aging, the younger Bruce rapidly progresses from adolescence to adulthood and eventually into old age very quickly. And desperate to save the clone, Batman calls upon Mr. Terrific, who we will see in the DCU, played by Edie Gathegi. I hope that's how you say his name. I say it all the time, Edie Gathegi. I know it was Eddie Gathegi, Edie Gathegi. But I'm not sure. Stu, can I mute your mic? It keeps making this clicking and popping sound. Just unmute it when you want to talk. What you call it? Desperate to what do you call it? Despite their combined efforts, they don't find any solution. And it's very clear that the clone's time is running out. In the very final moments, the now elderly clone asks Batman to take them home to Wayne Manor, and it's there that the clone peacefully passes away, making the death of Bruce Wayne. And then, despite the clone's death being a tragic moment for Bruce, who had grown deeply invested in his survival, Batman ultimately benefited, knowing that his end was near, from the very start. The younger Bruce voluntarily severs his hand upon reaching the true Bruce's age. And it kind of reminds me of Luke Skywalker's hand being severed and them claiming that that's how they made Emperor Snoke. But I digress. He does this to restore the Dark Knight's own hand, and which had been replaced by a robotic hand, just like Luke Skywalker or Anakin. And Batman acquired this after the Ghostbreaker severed it. But Chip Zdarsky's decision to give Batman this robotic hand was disliked by many fans, A lot of people found it really, obvious and just sort of corny and just sort of a copy of George Lucas's Luke Skywalker issue. But therefore, the clone sacrifice does address one of these most significant recent criticisms surrounding Batman, returning him to his fully human self with no cyborg parts. Because I think another thing is that Batman is supposed to be that dude with no powers, right? No enhancements, no cyborg, or what do you call it? Cybernetic enhancements, nothing, right? He's just supposed to be that guy. So that's why a lot of people were like, nah, yeah, he shouldn't have like a bionic hand. So,
yeah,
but it was a good issue. It's the epilogue, Dark Prisons, Batman 149. When it says, when confronted with the totality of your life and all the choices that led you to where you are, do you build on the ashes or rise from them? The Batman who is left standing will have to answer this question quickly, as someone is already sifting through those ashes with an eye towards saving the world. But the issue, I mean, despite, well, like I've said, Chip Zdarsky is one of my favorite writers, and his run has been, dominated from minute one by one of the largest scale plots any Batman writer has ever taken on or worked with. And, the bizarre sort of interplay between Failsafe and Zerenner, two twisted facets of Batman's mind and his mission. So it's interesting to see this sort of epilogue with absolutely no villain to face. Just sort of, you know what I mean? Like a story that completely based around Batman's battle within himself. And I think it's the best issue in the entire run. Bruce is, back in control, but he has one loose end to tie up, and the clone of Bruce that Zur created to be Failsafe's Robin. Now he's the one, running, on the run, you know what I'm saying, fighting crime, and it seems to be aging much faster than he should be aging. And the true nature of Zur's evil, gets really, really sort of touched on and revealed. And this calls back to one of the most painful Batman stories ever told, as Batman stayed with the young Royal Flush Gang member Ace as she died. And here, it's given an extra layer as Bruce is, he isn't just helping someone as they move towards mortality. He's seeing a vision of himself as he goes from a boy to a man to someone older than he may ever live to be, with his lifestyle. And there's some brilliant moments in this book, and as well as some very interesting ways to put certain things that Zdarsky did back in the bottle. Because when a writer takes a run on a major character like this and they do a bunch of shit, by the end of that run, they're kind of expected to put that toothpaste back in the tube. You know what I mean? Because the next author can't be, running off of that if it's something really dramatic, So, as we see like Bruce's hand, right? His lack of money, both which are, at least set up here. And then there's the question of Commissioner Savage, right? A ridiculous plot that promises to pay dividends in the future. But this issue really does, it sings the best in the last act. As Bruce begins to put this newfound wealth to good use. He's rich again. He reestablished himself in Gotham proper. He's setting up a new dramatic dynamic for the Bat family, and which might start to feel more like a family again now. And this almost feels like DC putting the brilliant Wayne family adventures dynamic into effect here. And there's so many great moments with Bruce and Damian, Tim, Dick Grayson, Selena, Kyle, throughout this one issue. And despite it supposedly being a breather issue where there's no big central threat, it actually feels like this issue might be the most meaningful and in the series in a long time. But we've got some absolute power tie-ins coming, and I'm hoping that Chip Zdarsky has a more laid out, like, I don't know, I just hope that he's got more planned for this title, because It's been one of my favorite, and he's one of my favorite authors. So I want to see more. But like I said, it's definitely one of the best ones. Batman 149. Can't recommend it enough. Check this out, y'all. Did y'all know where Gotham City really is?
Where is it?
So we all, everybody always calls Gotham, like everyone calls New York Gotham, and people assume that Gotham is New York.
Chicago.
Well, actually, it's funny. It's New Jersey and St. Louis.
Oh,
And St. Louis, yep. Yeah.
The because in one situation you've got there's a big map of St. Louis that they sort of flip it, and it's like an opposite of the map, but it's the map of St. Louis. It's supposed to be the map of Gotham, and it's really the map of St. Louis, Missouri. Turn sideways. Yeah, and but Amazon Prime released the new trailer for its animated series, Batman Caped Crusader, which we have some to talk about today. Very exciting news about that show. Can't wait. And this series follows Bruce Wayne, or Batman, in a relentless fight against crime in Gotham City. And despite Gotham being suggested in other mediums to be located in New Jersey, which I'll touch on in a second, the new animated series uses a map of St. Louis as a reference to Gotham City. Not saying that it's located in Missouri, but they just used the map of New Jersey of St. Louis, kind of did a mirror flip of it, and that's the map they're using. This way, they don't have to actually draw up a map. It's just a simpler, easier way to make a quick map. But funnily enough, it's St. Louis, Missouri, and in the scene, Batman and his butler Alfred are looking at this map of St. Louis, which is of course reversed on screen. But the same map of St. Louis has also been featured in other past Batman series, dating all the way back to the 1960s. According to MeTV, the map labeled "Giant Lucite Map of Gotham City" is a close-up of downtown St. Louis. And then in the new animated series that Gotham, which details the events of Batman's first year in Gotham, will release all 10 episodes on August 1st, on Thursday, August 1st. But yeah, it is. I thought that was crazy. I thought it was mad interesting. And the thing about New Jersey, I forget what it's in. I want to say the Dark Knight movie, but at some point they show a map, and Gotham is actually located where New Jersey is. New York's still there. Everything is there. It's a regular map of the United States, and then just where it says Gotham, that's actually New Jersey. It's weird, but yeah, it's crazy.
He's fighting all the crime in Newark or Trenton.
Word. Here it is. I got it right here. The Atlas of DC Universe. It's a book created in 1990 for a role-playing game that we have already talked about. The Batman role-playing game. Included are a rare map of the America, United States in DC. Right, DC. It's got East Coast. Coast City Metropolis is in Delaware. So Delaware is Metropolis. I guess they wanted to keep New York, and so Gotham City is found right on the coast of New Jersey. And here's a little map. Where is it? There we go. Can I put it in there? There we go. All right, hold on. There it is. I'm just putting it in the thing here to show you guys. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty funny to see the map of the United States as as interpreted by DC Comics, with all the other characters, places and shit in there. And so you've got, let me kind of translate. It's really, really hard to see there. There's a key on the left. And it starts at number 1, which is Boston, and there you can see where Boston is. Got a number 1 down there, right under the Massachusetts. Then you see Rhode Island and Connecticut. You can probably read that there, and right under that, it says New Jersey, and then right under where it says New Jersey, there's a number 9, and if you go look at the key, that says Gotham City.
Gotham City.
Yeah, and then there's Newark, which is number 23. So Newark, New Jersey's there. But then Gotham City is right there in the bottom in the coast of New Jersey. Very interesting. And then
down by Atlantic City.
Yeah. And then you see Delaware right below there. And right below where it says Delaware, there's a number 10. That's fucking Metropolis. Civic City. Is that the one where Flash is from? Civic City? I thought it was Coastal.
No, he's from Coastal. No, he's from Coastal City.
Yeah.
No, I think Green Lantern's Coastal City.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Flash from Central City?
Flash is from Central City.
Central City. Well, it must not be on this side of the thing. We've got Calvin City, New Carthage. We've got Ivy Town, which is, I guess, Poison Ivy's little place, and that's right in Connecticut. Then, of course, New York City is 6. Happy Harbor is 5. Civic City is number 7. Where's number 7? Civic City 777. Where the fuck is 7? Where the fuck is 7? Oh, it's in PA, right next to Philly. But yeah, that's crazy. The officially licensed, it is officially licensed by DC Comics, but you know that old role-playing game source may no longer be endorsed by the company, so this may not be current. But it was DC definitely at one point in the 80s, and there's some more direct evidence in the pages of the comics themselves. You got Detective Comics number 503 from 1983, which includes several references suggesting that Gotham City is in or near New Jersey, which is a location on the Jersey Shore as described as 20 miles north of Gotham. And Robin and Batgirl drive from a secret New Jersey airfield to Gotham City and then drive to the Hudson County Highway. Hudson County is the name of the actual New Jersey county. And then slightly more recently, we had the Gotham City driver's license shown in Batman Shadow of the Bat Annual number 1 from 1994, containing the line Gotham City, New Jersey, actually being Gotham City in the state of New Jersey, like on the ID, placing Gotham City right there in New Jersey as a real city in New Jersey. I'm not sure what city it actually, I guess Jersey Shore, but the there surely exists a surfeit of evidence that could contradict or confuse the issue, but you know that's the fun of comics. Personally, I always thought this was a pretty cool quote from Frank Miller. He said, "Metropolis is New York in the daytime. Gotham City is New York at night." And that's the way I always thought about it. I always felt Metropolis was just like the best of New York, and Gotham was like the worst of New York. And I think that's how they originally intended when they originally wrote that shit back in the 30s and 40s. But since then, you know, they've had to put it somewhere, and New York is too important of a city in the real world to just eliminate it from canon. So the DC doesn't actually place it in fucking New York. That's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm blown away. It's wild.
But they've always had controversy. Well, not controversy, but people just trying to make sense of it. Where the cities are, because Central City is supposed to be in Missouri. But I think Coastal City is supposed to be Central City. And I think
Jersey,
it's Coastal. Yeah, Coastal City. They're supposed to be like twin cities in the comics. I know it's Star City. Central City and Star City supposed to be like twin cities in the DC universe. But then when you try to match it up, it doesn't really match up, because that would put them, if you put one in Kansas City and then the other one across the river, that make them like 1,500 miles apart. But in the comic, they say they only 600. And I mean, only 600 miles apart. So you can't really make sense of it. You just got to take it as it is, and that's just the world and how it is in that universe.
You're from Jersey, right? That's the map of New Jersey right there. So where is that? I guess that part there in the middle with all the streets and stuff highlighted, that's supposed to be Gotham.
Mystic Island.
I see the
That
Garden State
would be
Parkway, Mystic Island.
yeah, but see that's Route 9 right there.
Yeah, New
And
York
that's in
Road.
Lakewood. And the Parkway is like there. And
Yeah, that
Atlantic City would be kind
further
of closer
down.
to the Parkway. Yeah, further down,
Down
closer to
here,
the
yeah.
Parkway.
Abs
Yeah, so
Absicon.
Bates,
Absicon.
Reeds Bay. Well, hold on.
Peace Grove. Wait.
Reeds
Yeah.
Bay. Yeah, that's a whole made up little piece right there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that can't be right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
well, here we would do it. Let me grab a map of New Jersey.
yeah. They just chopped it up and did some other stuff.
All right.
Yeah, they put it in there. It's like they just picked it up and put it where they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
That ain't. Yeah. That's not.
unless they're
So
saying
that's
it is Atlantic City type deal. Unless they
that's what I said because based on where it
That's
was at on that other map, that looked like it'd be more where Atlantic City would be.
Yeah.
well, here's the map of New Jersey. I think it's gonna be way a zoomed out map, obviously. So won't do much good for you guys, but I can sort of zoom it in. Let me see. Bop, bop, bop.
Because if you got that inlet like they have, that would mean that part would be Staten Island.
Yeah.
You know,
And Staten Island is actually closer to New Jersey than it is to New York.
Yep.
But
it's supposed to be.
and that's a funny story. The reason why New York has it
What the
is
fuck is
because
Sandy
they had a
Hook?
boat race.
Sandy Hook?
Sandy Hook is
Sandy Hook is New Jersey.
north.
I mean,
It's New Jersey, but that's north.
Staten Island.
Yeah, that's Staten Island. That's North Jersey. That's north of me.
Yeah, see, I'm looking at it. Yeah, that it's hard to say what coastal shit that is.
Not Sandy Hook, but Sandy Ground. It's in the same.
All right, if you take, look, if you take, if you go right there where it says Ocean, all right, that's Ocean County.
Atlantic City at the bottom.
And then you got Burlington, Atlantic. That's Atlantic County right there. So
yeah,
Atlantic City's down there. Then you got Cape May. That's all the way at the bottom. So there's a lot of beaches and stuff down there. So Cape May, Atlantic County. There's a lot, and then Cumberland County is right there at the bottom, and that is what is that right there? I can't see. That's Sarah. Yeah, where they put it. Yeah, it would be Atlantic City. If you look at that other map you put up, that first one, I would say Gotham City was Atlantic City.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. Yeah, that'd be my best. Cause look where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the bottom. Near the shoreline.
Yeah, bottom on the shoreline. That's Atlantic City.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, because that's crazy. And plus, Atlantic City is known to have a lot of crime problems, especially in the 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. So, it always has some type of gangster history anyway, Atlantic City. So, why not? Why not make it Gotham?
Now, this ain't no professional map show or no shit, but there's the zoomed in a little bit. Maybe you could make out some of them islands.
Yeah, it definitely would be Atlantic City.
But anyway,
it'd be Atlantic City area. Yeah, it definitely would be Atlantic City area.
Mm-hmm.
So we know Gotham is South Jersey. That's all we can say is Gotham is in South Jersey.
Right.
Not in North Jersey like we would expect it to be.
Right.
Now, did I tell y'all last Saturday that the horror author Andy Muschietti is going to be doing the screenplay for Brave and the Bold Batman?
Yes. I remember that.
Yeah. Grant Morrison's run.
You had questions about that too. Like, you was like, why is it doesn't feel right if you're doing the Brave and the Bold, why are you going to give a horror aspect to it?
Right.
Yeah.
I remember. What do you call it? Batman 2 gets an encouraging update from James Gunn. He confirmed that the script is in progress, reassuring fans about the highly anticipated sequel. Rumors of the delays and casting have been debunked, with filming set to begin later this year for the October 26th release, 2026 release. So October 2026. It's gonna be a fucking minute. You know, it's a while away. But Batman's success at the box office and award nominations have set high expectations.
That would be
Matt Reeves movie.
I think that'd be the week of Comic-Con, right? Because Comic-Con is coming in October.
Oh
In
yeah,
New York.
should be around.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time
Should
for
be
it.
around that.
Halloween, Comic-Con, the best time.
It's already been 2 years since the original Batman, and then so it's gonna be like 4 years between the two movies. Which breeds a lot of anticipation. It's not what Marvel's been doing, spitting movie after movie, or Star Wars trying to pump all this bullshit. It gives us a nice bit, because back in the day when a movie came out, you had to wait a year for that shit to hit VHS, then another year for that shit to hit cable, then another year for that shit to hit network TV. Then they'll put out the sequel.
Yeah.
So it always was like 4 years.
Yeah.
It was a long time. Yeah. We waited a long time to get a movie. Yeah. It had to really. Even if it did bad, it took like a year for it to come out on video.
Oh yeah, it didn't matter.
And it's the consumption. You know, everybody's consuming things at a fast pace now, so they're producing at a faster pace, and it's really killing them, and they don't even know it.
Yeah, and piracy. Piracy is the really big thing now.
That too. That's why they're trying to pump
digital
it out before people can pirate it and shit. They're doing that too.
Yeah,
that's
they have to.
Right to streaming and all that, so they can try to get money
Yeah.
before everybody
Get money off it before everyone watches it and pirates it. Because now you got people that'll pirate it and be like, "All right, I've seen it," and then it'll come out on disc or it'll come out on digital. Like, I ain't gonna buy. I've seen it. I'm good. But before, people be like, "Hold on, man, let me go buy that." So
I had it.
3 months. I think it turned around. It's 3 months now.
Yeah, I had a dude shook today about that. But I'll tell y'all later. It goes into my trip to Westchester.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we do that comic haul. Yeah. That's coming up later, y'all. We're gonna talk about G.I. Joe and some new comics that Raw Talk got. Yeah. Some fire ass covers. But yeah, Batman 2. Robert Pattinson's back. Obviously, is Bruce Wayne Batman. Law enforcement liaison Jim Gordon is played by the great Jeffrey Wright. Again, and like the 2022 film, Batman 2 will be released under the DC Elseworlds banner in an entirely separate timeline from Gunn and his DCU. Entirely separate from the Batman film Brave and the Bold, which we're going to talk about in a minute too. And story details for the sequel for Batman 2 have been, very tight. So there's not much that we're going to, and good. I don't want to know shit yet. Come on, don't fucking spoil these movies so fucking quickly. As earlier highlighted, Batman 2 has to contend with a stream of rumors regarding production because of this gap, because people aren't used to these time gaps, between movies. Oh my god, like this is how it's supposed to be, guys. This is how it's supposed to fucking be.
Exactly.
So relax. It doesn't mean that there's problems with the production. Now, people really jump to conclusions, but Gunn had to step in and debunk these rumors, suggested that Boyd Holbrook had been cast to portray Harvey Dent, Two-Face. Now, principal photography on the sequel had been scheduled to begin in November of 2023. That didn't happen, with a planned release in October 2025. Of course, the WGA SAG-AFTRA strikes of 2023 fucked all that up. Thank you. Batman Part 2 was delayed now to October 2026. They'll begin filming this year, though. But Matt Reeves would hope that this upcoming Batman movie will be just as successful as the first one, because Batman enjoyed a brilliant run at the box office, grossing over $772 million worldwide, and earning, not only critical acclaim, but fan acclaim. We loved it. Everybody loved this movie. So great way to start it off. Heavy shoes to fill, but it's all the same people making this movie, and no technology changes. See, like with Beetlejuice, for example, different people are involved. Technology has changed dramatically. It's not going to feel like the first one. People are going to think it sucks because it's going to look cheap. It's going to look, because that's how movies fucking look now. They don't use film. They use digital video. It's different. It's a different medium now. But Reeves is intent on expanding the DC Elseworlds banner as well. So it's not just his Batman movie. we are hearing rumors that there may even be a Elseworlds, a Matt Reeves Superman, a Matt Reeves DC universe, other characters besides Batman. So let's fucking it could be a return to the Man of Steel type shit. Could be some good shit. But yeah, I don't want to, I'm not saying that yet, but it's definitely
That would be dope.
yeah, definitely a cool ass rumor that I would love to see become true. Andy Serkis, the guy that plays Snoke and Gollum, and he was in Andor. You remember who he is? He's the guy in Andor that couldn't jump into the water. He played Claw in Marvel. He's in Batman. And so he'll be back. And
what
he had sat down. Say what now?
No one knows his character, or what was he?
No, he was Alfred. He was Alfred.
Oh, okay, that guy. All right,
that guy. The guy played Alfred in the Batman. Yeah, and his name's Andy Serkis. He's done a bunch of shit. He's big on like CGI. Like his first role was Gollum in Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. The Peter Jackson.
Precious, my precious.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. and ever since then, he's been doing a lot of like mocap characters and shit like that. It's just what he's good at, I guess, what he likes to do. But he started doing recently more roles where it's just him as the actor, instead of some CGI character. Now, when he sat down to talk about Batman 2, he was saying that the project is scheduled to be in production, and he started dropping some new info about the script. Matt Reeves is the one behind the iteration, and Robert Pattinson does the acting. But when asked about the timeline for the filming and the script, he said, this is Andy Serkis. He said, basically, I know nothing about the movie other than that I've just found out that we're probably likely to be starting filming next year. Therefore, if you do the math, it'll be a year and a half after that. I know Matt Reeves is currently is working hard on the script. Matt Reeves being Matt Reeves, the extraordinary filmmaker that he is, I can only assume that it's going to be another brilliant script. Because I thought that what he did with the first film was pretty amazing. I loved working with Rob Pattinson, and I really look forward to playing Alfred once more. So, but yeah, he's been staying booked between Lord of the Rings and all that other shit. He's a busy dude, and the spinoff for this, the Penguin spinoff, is set to feature. Well, we had no word that Batman or Robert Pattinson was going to be in it, but a lot of fans are wondering if Robert Pattinson is going to be in the movie, and it's possible. It's actually possible. It kind of tracks. It makes sense. So while nothing, he is concerned. He's obviously gonna do the movies, but it's remains to be seen if he'll be in the Penguin movie. But it would be dope if they had him at least come in as like Bruce Wayne and have a role or something like that. But moving on to the DCU Batman, and this is the one I'm really interested in as well. I'm interested, obviously the Batman is fucking amazing, but what I want to see is James Gunn's Batman. I want to see if we finally get that gray and blue. We've got
that's yeah.
We got.
I don't think we're gonna get it, but I hope we do.
I think we will.
Yeah, I do too, because the way that Gunn is doing this shit with the old school, kind of trying to bring that old school comic style back and trying to set his Batman apart from any previous Batmans, it would be a fucking no-brainer. Yeah. It would be, be brilliant. Put him in the gray and blue. It would set it so apart.
But from the pictures that I seen, like with Superman, the guy standing with Mr. Terrific, that costume is not a traditional Superman costume.
No,
You know, it's
It's
more.
got elements.
Yeah, there's
it's got
elements in it. It's more modern. So that Batman may take on a more modern, sleek approach to it, but
Yeah,
still have that color palette that
but the
you was
colors,
talking about with the
right?
gray and the blue. You know, maybe a darker blue instead of the blue we know of, that royal, a little bit darker, but it have that, and then the bat insignia might just be yellow this time. You never know, you know.
Right,
But
right.
Or the yellow
And
and the
and
black, yeah.
and with the Superman costume, right? We've seen that from various of angles and various set photos from the production so far. You know, proving it to be a very good homage to the source material. And it's worth noting that the suit has a variety of things that make it stand out.
yeah,
It's got the Kingdom Come logo.
yeah, that's
The lines on the suit make it more filmic. That's
Or
it,
more
it
like
kind of makes
Jim Lee, like the Jim Lee version that he
well,
drew back in the
MCU's
'90s. That's what that
it
reminds me
makes
of that. But it
yeah,
could
the
be
Kingdom
whatever.
Come. Yeah,
The
yeah.
symbol, yeah,
yeah. And that
yeah.
said,
The
I
Kingdom
noticed
Come
that
symbol.
a lot of other aspects that implement, from the best comic
Man of
details.
Tomorrow, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, and he's got the trunks. He's got the trunks on the outside, which Cavill's kind of didn't do. But the new 52 version of the trunks, right? Not so much the Speedo bikini trunks that he originally had, but more of like shorts.
Yeah,
Right.
Like a boxer brief.
Yeah, the trunks, right? From like the new 52 comics. So, and that's the first thing that stood out, was the suit's vibrant color scheme. And then after the drab, muted colors of Henry Cavill's Superman in the DCEU, the more bright blues and reds and yellows perfectly evoke Superman from the DC comics, right? Like you said, there's different elements, but the color palette, the colorway is that color that those colors that we know from the original movies, from the comics. And DCU's Batman may finally have a blue cowl and gray, and it would be, I'd love to see the yellow logo too on his chest, but with all these comic accurate elements from the Superman suit only fuel the fire that I keep burning, that the Batman suit will one day sport that light gray and blue color scheme from the classic DC comics. And this, we've seen it all in the show, and we've never seen it in a fucking movie.
yeah.
And that's crazy to me, that just because Michael Keaton and Tim Burton did the black suit, and every movie since then found, because they're all looking at it from a standpoint of, would a guy prowling the night wear colors? Would he wear bright yellow? No, he'd wear all black.
Like, yeah.
Even Tim Burton gave him bright yellow, the belt and the logo, but that's just, they're thinking of it to
Well, it
make
could
it
have
more
been
realistic. Well, fuck that.
Reno, it could have been a problem that they had with Star Wars when they did Luke's lightsaber. It was blue. And in Return of the Jedi, they made it green because it just showed up better with the background and everything. So maybe that might be the problem. Like doing the gray doesn't show up as well as the black and the yellow does. And you're doing an all black, dark scene or whatever. It could just be just an issue where it's just showing up better on film.
But then, if you're going back to the 89 Batman with Tim Burton was always a dark dude. So he took the Frank Miller version and just said, yo, I want him brooding, and for Michael Keaton, he's not a brooding type of evil, like he doesn't warrant like, fear. He's a lively dude.
Yeah.
So how do we make this lively guy into the Dark Knight? We got to make him dress in all black.
Yeah, I mean, he was Michael Keaton, the comedian, right? Everybody was like, "Fuck
Mr.
that."
Mom,
Right?
Right.
And
so
the blue and gray, I mean, it might not be as bright in the dark, but they know how to light shit and do shit in the movies that's crazy. Like, they can make the whole shit dark, but just the person is lit up and not even with a spotlight. It just, they got all kind of techniques and shit. But the light blue and gray suit with the blue cowl became, a very iconic look for Batman from the earliest days of Detective Comics, and endured all the way throughout for decades, all the Silver Age of comics and all that. But as Batman became more mainstream and began he developed into these major movies, and the character color scheme had shifted more to the blacks and grays. Even in the comics where it's not all black, they're still gray and black, right? They're very Jim Lee, I love how he did the blue and gray in the Hush comics. Like I love when I see the blue and gray now. Just because the black has been so done and has been how I know. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it since I was 10 years old. Batman 89, I was 10, and I've seen that my whole life. And I would love to see the blue and gray in live action.
Else like
they try to do
we can't get anything else now.
Mm-hmm. They try to do some recoloring with the Snyder. They try to pop in some blue and
gray,
and some hints. Even in their promotional posters, you've seen the Batman in his blue cowl and the mask and the gray. But on film, with so much going on, it didn't register. Pop.
I never saw that. I never saw the blue. I never saw it in blue. I've seen it. I mean, it's gray. It's gray and like dark gray and black. But I never seen the blue one.
That black was like super dark. It was not. It wasn't even black. It was very deep navy. Like, it registers black, but it was real deep navy, and it was like, whoa, hold up. Okay, they're doing it, but
see, I ain't even. That's not what I'm talking. Fuck that. I want to see that blue, and fuck that.
No, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I would like to see the blue gray with the yellow belt and the yellow symbol. Yeah, that's dope.
Well, yeah, and I can see Gunn doing this like out of anybody, like the way he just does shit, and like he's gonna do he's trying to go back to the classic, Superman, and we're gonna see we're gonna talk about Green Lantern in a second, bright green and shit, and yeah, man, like Gunn is bringing these comic, he wants it to be comics coming off the page in live action. That's the fucking goal, and that's what I think superhero comic movies should fucking be doing. That should be your goal.
But with the yellow boots,
they want to make that shit real and try to make it like real life, but that's not what we fell in love with. That's not what we collect. We don't collect that. We collect comics, and we want it to look like comics. And
fantasy.
It's a way you can do it without making it look corny. Because I know that's what they're worried about. But back in the day, they used to put
look at the X-Men. Everybody dressed in black leather.
Right. Because spandex
we thought it was cool as shit. We was kids. We thought it was the coolest thing.
You're depending on people's physique.
Yeah.
That those spandex suits, they have to be ripped and they have to have a certain body type and everything. And people don't look like superheroes in comics. That's not how human beings look. Okay. So even the most fit motherfucker doesn't look like a comic book character. And but when you layer shit and do lines and gear and the way they do it, it makes it where it can look still cool and like a comic character on a human being. But if you go with the right color palettes, see, that's all they had to do. Like even the MCU, the colors are kind of muted and darker and like sort of just not as vibrant as much, but the suits are all new and futuristic looking and stuff. And it's like they could have done them same futuristic suits and just kept the colors. Like I would have loved to see purple on Hawkeye, more purple, and you know what I mean? Like I don't know,
with his mask. Please give him a mask.
A mask, like you know what I mean? Like they could have done it, man. They could have done it and made it look good, but actors, they don't want to wear masks and shit. It's like, nah, man. You want to play a superhero, wear the fucking mask. Ryan Reynolds is the example.
Yeah,
that motherfucker wears a full face mask and ain't afraid to wear it in the movie and the promo poster.
Nope.
And
no, at all.
Thing of it all. Here's the thing that these guys, I mean, some of these actors don't get when they, they have to wear the mask. You're getting paid for it. You're getting paid. So either or, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get some shots where you're out of costume, you're your alter ego. But when that action pop off, we want you in a mask. We want to see that superhero hero, move. We don't want to see your face and like, so what, dude? We know who you are.
Right. Now, I am a little worried because the dude that the director, I didn't realize this at first, that horror director that's doing he's the guy that did the goddamn Flash movie. The Ezra Miller, The Flash.
Let me say this.
Well, It was a good script, but it
Wait,
was
let
just a
Ross talk.
bad
Let
acting.
Ross talk finish.
Oh, go ahead.
I was getting ready to say what Stu was actually saying. It was a good script, but executed wrong.
Yeah, just very poorly executed.
Yeah,
But he's the executor.
Ezra Miller shouldn't. Ezra Miller shouldn't have. They should have just dropped him, reshot it, brought in Gus. Anybody but Ezra. You could have brought one of us in there, and I think people would have liked it more than Ezra Miller. Like
Yeah, but
nobody was just feeling him. Nobody was just feeling him in the movie.
It was not even for me. Honestly, it wasn't even Ezra Miller because
it was Ezra for me.
I mean, he's already been the Flash through the whole series, so I
hated him through the whole series.
I hated him in my head. I know, but I have him in my head as a Flash. So if they're gonna do this last Flash movie, okay, you got him.
Yeah, you got
everything involved, the plot, all that was like executed all wrong. It was like, okay, we knew that he was eventually gonna fight himself. It's the evil part of him. They did it in the Flash TV show.
Yeah,
basically. Yep. So it's like,
it was very poorly done. And this is the guy that set that up. The director, is helming the Bold and the Brave and the Bold. So here's the thing. I think me personally, I think Ezra Miller was a huge reason that movie didn't work. But there was a lot of other reasons that movie didn't work. And that's the shit that Andy Muschietti is responsible for.
The only part that I truly love in that movie is actually the part a lot of people had a problem with is when he was saving the people out the building with the microwave, putting the baby in the microwave, all that crazy weirdo stuff. That was crazy. Like the way that sequence was like, okay, I like that sequence.
The only thing I liked about it was the only two things I liked about it was seeing Keaton back as Batman and seeing Nicolas Cage as Superman. That's it.
Yeah, those flashbacks and of the worlds and different worlds, that was cool. That was what a lot of people.
I'm talking about Nicolas Cage as Superman because Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman. He was gonna be. Did you see that documentary about Superman?
Yeah. They had it on HBO as well. Yeah, they was running that like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But he looked different. He looked
he did look different. Yeah.
It's cool though. It's cool to see that. I don't know. I thought because of that documentary, and I didn't know all that shit.
He's a comic head anyway, so it's like, he understands what's going down. Like
he does.
He got a wild collection. Shit, he lost collections and he got them back. Guys, he's a comic head too.
But him as Ghost Rider, no.
And about Affleck wearing the blue and gray like in the Flash, it wasn't, the design was so bad with the weird suit, the webbing and the bullshit all over it, and like I said, the colors just weren't there. I mean, it didn't seem like they were. I don't know. But one thing I did like about Affleck's Batman suit was the eyes. I really like how they did the eyes. A lot of people didn't like that. I hated the horns. Yeah, the horns need to be bigger. But the eyes, the way they were like molded and looked all mean and like a molded. That shit was
impressive. Yeah,
but it's not traditional. And I really on this one, on the James Gunn one, I would love to see something traditional. So it does. I do have hope. Since we have. It's not like blue and gray is completely out of the question. As you pointed out, they did do it with Ben Affleck. So, they just got to get it more vibrant. And that's what this whole DCU is about. Whereas the last DCEU was about dark colors and everything being muted and dark. This one is more about everything being bright and old school and classic, because people complain. They want the classic Superman and da-da-da-da. Well, you can't have the classic Superman and some new made up Batman, right? So everything has to be classic. And even Marvel stepping into the classic shit. We're gonna get the Fantastic Four, which is gonna be a period piece taking place in the 60s. Could be good. I don't know. The casting does not give me confidence, but we'll see. But the DCU Batman having the blue and gray suit would be very, very dope to me, personally, and simply it would look cool. But it also has some storytelling benefits. Firstly, it would differentiate the DCU's hero from every single other live action Batman actor.
Yeah.
Of every iteration of the Caped Crusader in live action, the closest we've come to getting the blue and blue cowl was really Adam West's original series,
Yes.
the show. And even then, the costume swayed more black than blue. It was very navy dark. And giving the DCU this new color scheme with the bright blue, the bat suit would stand apart as its own thing. Another advantage of this would be that it would avoid confusion with the Matt Reeves the Batman franchise, because a lot of people that aren't savvy like we are know about all this shit. The average schmo walking down the street, they don't understand the difference of universes and all that shit. They're just like, oh, that's Batman right now, and this is Superman right now, so this must be the same Batman. Now there's this other Batman. Wait, what's going on? Oh, this sucks. This isn't the same Batman. They don't know what the fuck. So this would make them know. Don't even confuse it. This is a completely different character. And it would, because it's going to run concurrently. They're going to be out right at the same time. And the DCU with the DCU and then the Elseworld projects. So giving the DCU Batman a much different color scheme to Pattinson's, general audiences are more likely to be less confused about which version exists in which franchise. And they'll understand this is to this franchise. This is to that franchise. Because there's going to be more the Batman, more Matt Reeves DC stuff. He's going to expand that little universe, so that's going to be fucking dope. And aside from these, obvious benefits to the DCU's canon and continuity, the new Batman would be a fresh, unique, and different, all while emulating classic comics like the Metropolis companion Superman. Because like at the same time of it being something fresh and new for the Hollywood types who want something fresh and new, it also, for us, is classic and old. So it itches both, it scratches both itches from both sides, man. So there's a lot of fucking shit that points to that, maybe, us finally getting that, man. And I'm just more and more excited about the DCU and James Gunn's movies and projects.
Maybe if he resurrected Adam, because I think the Black Adam, the way they did the
new Black Adam. Yeah, I'd love to see a new Black Adam, because Black Adam is an amazing character, man.
Yeah,
I love that character, but
I'd like to see another Shazam. I'd like to see a new Shazam.
And Captain Adam.
And Captain Adam, yeah. I'd like to see ones that are more less but just taking more seriously. Like Shazam, the first movie was good, but the second one, they just made him into a joke. Like it didn't make sense. Like I was like, it's too. They're trying to be too comical. I think they were trying to pull off Guardians of the Galaxy, but it just wasn't. It didn't work. Black Adam, it was cool, but we could do better.
Yeah,
the Flash without Ezra Miller, I saved the movie. You could keep him and do somebody else. It was just like the last Batman movie with George Clooney. You could have kept Batgirl and kept her out of it. Arnold really kind of saved the movie from being a total flop as Mr. Freeze. And Bane, we didn't need Bane either if he's not going to be a standalone villain. Like if he's just going to be somebody's flunky, we don't need Bane.
Speaking of Batgirl, that'd be cool if Gunn just pull a trick out the hat and just bring us a real ill Batgirl.
Yeah,
we might got one. We might got one. They already made a movie.
After this, what do you call it? After this chapter, Gods and Monsters.
Yeah,
the next chapter is wide open for that shit, and that's probably he probably would do that.
Because I was waiting for that they had Batwoman, but not
everybody was
Batgirl from the Batwoman. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Batgirl. That'd be crazy.
I like the one that's purple and yellow.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Now
I think everybody likes Batgirl. Everybody like Batgirl. She was in the fan favorite of '66.
Yeah,
she would come on. She'd be in there kicking butt, man.
Hey, you hear that music?
Yellow boots. Dun, 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 dun. she got a little bite. She come in there and
once you
And
see
what
the
made it
intro
even
of her,
fun?
you see the intro of her kicking the villain, you're like, oh, she's in this episode. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, that girl was a hot. That was a hot thing. And they never knew who she was. She'd disappear on them like Batman normally disappear on everybody. They turn around, she'd be gone. Adam
She
was
walked
like,
right
the
Robin.
back
only
in the
one who
room,
caught on
her
was
mask
Dick
off, and they don't know
Grayson.
it was her.
Dick Grayson was the only
Yeah.
one who caught on. I think
Oh, at the end, yeah, near the end, yeah.
the
He's
only
the only
one.
one that kind of figured out she was.
They were the same age almost.
Yeah,
Mm.
I gotta watch those joints. I got the '66 Batman box set, and I never watched them. I haven't watched them yet. I watched like one disc, I think, and then I don't know what happened. I stopped watching them, but
Yeah.
they were definitely fun to watch.
Oh hell yeah!
Definitely fun to watch. Man.
Some price
Well,
in
before we jump into the
yeah.
Green Lantern shit, which we got to talk about. We have like more of a confirmation. The star Zolo Meriduena, who plays the Blue Beetle, has sort of broken his silence on the new upcoming show. So they're actually going to be doing the Blue Beetle TV show. It is happening with DC Studios. And the leading star finally has elaborated on the upcoming DCU, or DCU universe. I guess it's a spinoff. And the James Gunn DC universe has replaced the former DCEU franchise, but the Blue Beetle is the only character who kind of made that jump from the DCEU to the DCU. And it's kind of okay, I guess, because he was at the ass end of it and really didn't seem like it was really part of that universe anyway. But making a new show with him that's going to be connected to the Gods and Monsters thing by James Gunn. Yeah, and while Gunn and DC haven't publicly talked about the Blue Beetle show yet, a Blue Beetle animated show is in development, which is going to be the continuation of the 2023 movie. So while it is animated, it does have the same character, the same actor playing the Blue Beetle. So if and when Blue Beetle shows up in live action, the same actor will continue to play the Blue Beetle. But this series is animated. The actor who plays Blue Beetle said, "They told me about this project early into us doing this year of Cobra Kai," because he's the star of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Very early on, I was like, so I think this should be this, and this. And they're like, yeah, Blue Beetle is back. I'm so excited. I think there's an opportunity on each platform to really make something shine. Like in a movie, you had the opportunity to do the movie stuff. In a TV show, you have the chance to do more long format. In an animated show, the fact that this kid likes anime, the main character Blue Beetle he's talking about, and can make whatever freaking weapon he wants, and he has this suit that lights up. If they do the suit right in animated, I wonder if it's going to look exactly like the movie suit, or if it's going to look a little different, or if it's going to look a little bit, depending on what art style it is, if it's going to look a little bit different. End quote. And during the episode, the interview rather, they suggested to him to advise the Blue Beetle creative team to include anime references. And while he seemed hopeful about the prospect, he also teased the possibility of the Blue Beetle movie cast members returning to their voice, doing their characters in the animated joint. He said, "Bro, I hope so. We're in the movie. Hold on. This is a typo." He said, "Bro, I hope so. They were in the movie. Yeah. If this is a continuation, I'm excited. I think everyone, I don't know who's coming back," moves his eyes back and forth comically. And it said it depends on what the story is going to be. He said, "Oh, it's definitely coming back. Are you kidding me? He's forcing his way back in. Blah, blah, blah." And, time will tell, when DC Studios will speak more about Blue Beetle. They haven't yet, but the prospect of an animated show is one of the cooler things that could happen to this actor and to this character, since everybody else kind of got shut down after the end of the DCU. It would have really sucked for him, young up and coming actor like that, to just kind of have been shut down like that. It would have fucked his career up. But with DC Studios having the format where actors who are part of the DC Universe TV shows and movies play their same characters in live action and animation and video games. All the same actor plays the same character in all of those. And so Blue Beetle can dig more into the lore and continue developing Jamie before potentially returning to live action. So they can build him up in all these other mediums, and then producing a Blue Beetle show in an animated form is also the most cost-effective way to test the waters and see if this character or this, is going to run. And depending on the animation style, Blue Beetle could be on the same level as other animated properties like X-Men 97, My Adventures with Superman, Invincible, Arcane, other, more American anime type shows. But, it's key to remember some of Blue Beetle's most prominent media appearances have been through animation. So, Young Justice, the medium knows Blue Beetle well. So we already know it works. So, but the Gods and Monsters, Stu, the first chapter of James Gunn's DCU has 6 movies and 6 shows. It has theatrical movies: Superman, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, The Brave and the Bold, Swamp Thing, The Authority, and Teen Titans. Those are the movies that are set for Gods and Monsters. The streaming shows, we have Creature Commandos, which I know is animated, Waller, which is live, Paradise Lost, which is live, Booster Gold, I think is live, Lanterns, which is live, we're going to talk about in a second, and Peacemaker Season 2, which is live action. So those are our 12 projects in the Gods and Monsters chapter in James Gunn's DCU, just the first chapter. So, and all of the projects look really cool. And in all the artwork for Brave and the Bold, Batman is wearing gray and blue. Well, there's some shots he's wearing black and gray, so it could be, but I know they're gonna go gray and blue with that. I just know it. Swamp Thing's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be the monster part of Gods and Monsters. The tragic character of Swamp Thing has been adapted into live action a few times. The 1982 classic Swamp Thing movie, which was just crazy, just a crazy nostalgic joint for me, but
Crazy
never,
Crazy
but
good.
it never succeeded with critics or at the box office. But for us fans, it's
We didn't care.
fucking cool.
We didn't
classic.
care. The fans liked it.
Damn,
Yeah, the fans loved it. And we didn't care. Damn Siskel and Ebert. We thought it was great.
Now the show in 2019 was very good.
I never got a chance to watch the show. Everybody keeps saying it was good. I never got a chance to watch it.
Which one now?
Very good.
They had one on Channel 5. They had that show.
No, the 2019 one.
Oh, you
not the 1990 show. The 2019 show.
Okay. I like them all. I like them all. So
yeah,
I'm a biased person when it comes to the Swamp Thing.
They did a sequel of the movie in 1989. It was supposed to be a sequel. It was just called Return of Swamp Thing. It was trash. And then there was a movie, and then there's the movie that's still to be announced. So all in all, there will be 5 Swamp Thing live action projects when this new movie comes out. There'll be the 82 movie, the 89 movie, the 90 series, the 2019 series, and then this new one.
Yeah.
The Authority. That's a show that I'm pretty excited about. Should be really cool. It's more anti-heroes, more the boys type, Watchmen kind of centric sort of thing. The DC, DC's great at that. Obviously, the Watchmen and shit like that is all DC, but
that's gonna be an anime, right?
The Watchmen.
No.
I seen a Watchmen on DC's channel. They did a Watchmen, but it was an anime.
No, this is The Authority. It's called The
Oh,
Authority.
The Authority. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
I know they got a Watchmen anime coming out, but The Authority, I definitely want to see. I'm definitely excited about that.
Yeah. And then that's their first team-based movie. Their second team movie is Teen Titans, which will the movie wasn't really included in the first announcement of the DCU slate. So this is a new announcement. The first Gods and Monsters little menu that we got didn't have Teen Titans movie in it yet, but now it is in active development with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow screenwriter Anna Nogueira attached as the movie's principal writer. No director or cast members have been confirmed, but the fact that Brave and the Bold centers around Batman and Damian Wayne suggests that the Teen Titans movie doesn't feature Dick Grayson. Instead, the maybe Damian Wayne would lead to the DCU Teen Titans because everything is linked. So then, of course, we have Peacemaker. We know that is going to be season 2, but a new universe. So season 1 will not necessarily be canon to season 2. Be very interesting to check that out.
It'd be cool if Peacemaker bumps into a Blue Beetle at some point, since they're the 2 leftovers from that universe. They can
from the last universe, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That would be cool. Just to get them right. Like, okay, yeah, we're still together in this, but now we're in here. That'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's possible. And then we've got the Creature Commandos TV show, which is animated. Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Sr. in this show. He's also playing Rick Flag Sr. in the DCU Superman. Just kind of funny because his character, Rick Flag, is damn near the same character that he played Crossbones in Marvel. So he's like the same dude, damn near. Rick Flag, Frank Grillo, cool ass actor, one of my favorite new actors. But he kind of plays the same dude a lot, which is fine. I mean, De Niro did it for forever too. But not that he's De Niro, but then you've got Waller, which is a live action sort of spin-off to Peacemaker, but just more centered around Amanda Waller, right? Viola Davis's version from the original, from the first DCEU. She's playing Amanda Waller in this new DCU version. So while they say none of the actors from the DCEU are coming over playing there, some of them are. Just a couple, just a small handful, and nobody huge, but Peacemaker's cast, shit like that. But the upcoming Waller series will be a reintroduction to the Waller character in this new DCU continuity. Her character in the DCEU is not the same Amanda Waller in the DCU. So just because the same actors are playing these characters in these new iterations, they are not the same characters. I know that's confusing. Casual audiences, general audiences are never going to get that. And that's fine. We know it. So these characters, they're different characters just because the same actors are playing them, if that makes sense. And they're the same character, but it's a different version of that character, right? A different universe of that character. So it's like that character in the multiverse, in another universe. Doom Patrol's creator, Jeremy Carver, and the Watchmen writer, Crystal Henry, will write this series, Waller. So it's going to be in good hands.
That's interesting.
That's a dynamic.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be in very good hands. And then they're doing a show called Paradise Lost, which is about Themyscira and the Amazons. It's not for me, but it might be good, I guess. I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan. I tried. I couldn't get into it. It's not. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know. I'm a big. Like I've been into Greek mythology and mythology and stuff like that since elementary school, like heavy. And so I don't know. I don't know
think you might pull it off with that.
But it might be amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, she is a god.
Well, it's supposed to be the
demigod.
She's a demigod. Yeah.
She's a demigod. So it might be a situation where she faces other demigods before she really becomes Wonder Woman. In sense. Or go through the trial.
Or you know what it could do? It could explain. Wonder Woman has a sense of honor and duty, and so they never really portray that in any movie iteration that we have of her, except for the last one, where she kind of had and held the values of the gods and things like that. So Wonder Woman in the comics, she speaks like Drax, like she's more like a Drax type character, and so like this might explore, how she got like that, and her training. Because you got to remember, she was trained all her life to be what she is, and she's a warrior for Themyscira. And since since you can't find Themyscira unless they take you there, when she leaves Themyscira and comes into the world, in the comics, she comes from Themyscira if there's like world issues. Like, say if the world is on the brink of war, she'll come to the UN and be like, look, we ain't trying to hear all this. Either stop or we're gonna make you stop. Things like that. Like they're part of the UN in DC universe and some iterations and some stories. So yeah, so Wonder Woman is a very noble character. She's a princess. So you gotta understand that. And I think and hopefully that's how they portray her in this upcoming series. And we get that. We get that Wonder Woman.
And we may
and she falls in love with a man, which is, since they don't really see a lot of men on Themyscira, that was always an issue for her and her mom too. Her being in love with Steve.
But the thing also, if you think about her role, Wonder Woman is more like a moniker, like we was talking about 007. Okay, there have been many champions before her. So they may explore the other people who held that title of Wonder Woman as a champion for Themyscira. So we might be getting some interesting material in that manner.
I think it's Diana. I think it's Diana in this one, but yeah, but James, according to James Gunn, Paradise Lost, he said, is almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all the inhabitants of Paradise Island.
Okay, now then I get it. Now I get it. I get it better now. That'll be her having arguments with like Zeus and the rest of the gods and all that. I get it. Okay.
And in DC Comics, Wonder Woman's home island, Themyscira, is also known as Paradise Island. So whether Paradise Lost is set in the DCU's past or present, we don't know. But it takes place in Paradise Island. So it's the DC stuff. But yeah, and Stu, I think you have this impression that Game of Thrones is more of like talking. It's not. It's
not the talking. No, not the talking, but it's like Game of Thrones. Since I've been watching this joint, this new one.
Well, this new one is mostly.
This new is like a prequel. Yeah, it's mostly talking, but it's more of a prequel. So I think
it's about the family's feud. But Game of Thrones is wars and
Game of Thrones is war, monsters, and people die all the time, and I like that.
Like Lord of the Rings.
But but I think it would be more like when he says Game of Thrones. I think it'd be more like, because if you ever read a Wonder Woman comic, sometimes they have a war amongst mythical beings like Zeus or Mercury, and it'll be like Game of Thrones. Like people be dying, like Wonder Woman might cut Medusa. She might fight Medusa and cut her head off, or something like that. Or Xerxes might come in there and kill like a lot of Amazonians, and a lot of people. Like when they had the wedding, Xerxes might come in there and they might be having like a fun, I don't know, like type of event, and Xerxes might come in there and just kill half the Amazonians at the damn event. And then I can see that because it happens like that in the comics for them a lot, but they just don't. You don't know those stories unless you read a Wonder Woman comic. I've read a few, and here and there, but I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan. But I've read them when they're good. And when they're good, they're good. Wonder Woman is a very violent comic, believe it or not, to be a comic that is led by a woman. And Wonder Woman is violent. She has a sword, she got a shield, and she is a hell of a hand-to-hand combatant.
Warrior.
Yeah. So I can see it. Yeah, she's a warrior.
I also want to see how she get the somebody to manufacture an invisible jet.
that.
And we also got Booster Gold, which may have some comedic shit like that. Booster Gold is going to be more of like a time traveling superhero, and is definitely more around the comedic side. But yeah, he's a DCU series based on the eponymous DC hero, Booster Gold. I've never read any Booster Gold. I don't know if you guys know Booster Gold.
Yeah, he's bugged out.
I've read Booster Gold.
Like
Booster Gold,
a hustler, scam artist, really, in certain aspects.
Like grifter.
He's like a Han Solo. If you took Han Solo, Deadpool, and then you took Rocket, and then mixed them all in a bowl, that would be Booster Gold.
And that'd be great. He wants to be famous as a superhero.
He wants to be famous as a superhero.
Playing like what?
Right.
But he has a sense of, but he does. The thing with Booster Gold, he has a sense of honor and control. So like he knows his time traveling technology comes with consequences, so he doesn't abuse it, and he does keep it in line. Like there was an episode I saw where he was with Batman, and he was talking about time race, and he was like, "Listen, I need your help to fight these time race." And by the end of the episode, basically, Batman was like, "Yo, I really thought you was just like some idiotic dude with superpowers that came from the future." And he said, "I really didn't know you did as much as you did." And they explained a lot that Booster does. And Booster was like, "I do a lot behind the scenes, but just because you don't see it or I don't talk about it, don't mean I don't do it." And then he went back to being, his regular joking,
Yeah.
funny, lighthearted self. Because Booster Gold is just he's a very lighthearted character. He takes everything lighthearted.
Well,
Like somehow he'd be like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll
in
take
the
care of it."
source in the source material, he he's like a classic, like back in the day, like old school 30s Gotham City resident Mike Carter. He gets a job as a security guard in a superhero museum in Metropolis. He steals a time machine and travels to our time, the present day, and becomes a famous hero. And his friend, his best friend in the comics is Ted Cord, whose successor Jamie Reyes is the current Blue Beetle. And then Sean Gunn is playing Maxwell Lord in Superman. And that also suggests that the DCU might eventually assemble the Justice League International, where Booster Gold is a member.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's a dope. I have a
But he's a
whole
dope character. Yeah, Booster Gold. Yeah, he's a dope character.
and then we
But
got
then again, in raw talk, I think we need stuff like that.
yeah.
We need a break from Batman. We need a break from Superman. Even though we're getting a new Superman and Wonder Woman,
Well,
we need
Gunn's gonna
other
have a lot
heroes
of
brought
stuff like that.
into the right. Yeah, like a lot of other heroes brought into light, so that we can
Yeah.
crave more superhero movies, things that we don't normally get to see. Like when Marvel did Blade, that was a breath of fresh air for everybody, but it was
Yeah.
good.
Well, Peacemaker
Guardians
is
of the Galaxy, same thing.
Peacemaker is their last live action show that they've got for the DCU. And we already saw season 1, which we love, right? DC Peacemaker 1, season 1 was dope. Yeah, we thought that was dope. Now John Cena playing the character, I don't know, I think he lost some weight. I seen him in the show The Bear recently. He lost a lot of weight, but he's still going to be Peacemaker, but a different iteration. So even if he looks different, it's a different iteration. Yeah, he's getting older. He's not probably taking as much steroids as he used to. And Jennifer Holland's Amelia Harcourt and Steve Agee's John Economos are back. So a lot of the same actors are playing a lot of the same characters. And season 2, though, will likely retcon the Justice League's cameo from season 1 in the finale, and precede the events of the Waller show. Written by James Gunn, Peacemaker season 2, is actually by James Gunn. He's not the one writing and directing all these projects. He's just overseeing it all. But he is actually writing Peacemaker season 2, and is starting filming on that this summer. Now, its earliest possible start date for the show to come out is going to be late 2025. And he did confirm that it will take place directly after the events of the Superman movie. So the Superman movie happens, then the Peacemaker 2 shit starts happening, and it goes along like that. And then Guy Gardner is the first Green Lantern in the DCU, because he's going to be in the Superman movie. But the first real Lantern project is called Lanterns, and it's centered around Hal Jordan and John Stewart. And we're going to get into that. And basically, it's the big part of the DCU's first chapter. And we have not seen a Green Lantern project since Ryan Reynolds did that atrocity of which we do not speak. And the DCU series Lanterns will follow both heroes, Hal and John Stewart, as they unveil a cosmic threat on Earth. According to James Gunn, the Lantern show, he said, is almost like True Detective, with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over a precinct Earth. And Gunn teased the idea. He teased the idea that the show Lanterns is going to tie, he said, into our larger story of the DCU, which all of this shit is, of course. But he didn't really specify exactly, in what way. But I'm sure they'll be on the same, or people in mentioned in it will be in the same universe and shit like that. And the events that are going on, whatever the cosmic threat is, will affect shit in other DCU projects. And that's the whole deal with this whole James Gunn universe, is that everything sort of connects, but in a more meaningful way than I think the MCU stuff connected. The MCU stuff, they told us it connected, so we believe them, but they didn't do a lot of weaving the shit together.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern series is definitely happening. It is set to go. It is given a green light at HBO. The premium cable outlet has given a straight to series order for Lanterns based on the long running Green Lantern characters, specifically Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan from the comics. Chris Mundy of Ozark will serve as the showrunner. So if you dug Ozark, I mean, this has got a fucking amazing lineup of people. Co-written by Damon Lindelof, who did Watchmen and Lost. The showrunner doing the 8 episodes is fucking Chris Mundy, who did Ozark. Fucking Tom King, who has written countless fucking DC characters, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Mr. Miracle, Batman, for DC Comics, as a writer. And yeah, the green light for Lanterns comes almost 5 years after what was then HBO Max began developing a Green Lantern series with producer Greg Berlanti. And this was before the DCU was a concept. The mastermind of this DC Arrow universe, the Arrowverse, on the CW, and one of the writers of the 2011 Green Lantern feature film with Ryan Reynolds, of which we do not speak. The first swing at the series was set to focus on Green Lantern's Guy Gardner and Alan Scott. That was the original plan. They were going to do Guy Gardner and Alan Scott for some fucking reason.
No, that doesn't work.
No, we don't want that.
They're from two different universes.
Yeah, and they don't. Well, I think that would have been the point, is that they were two complete opposites, or from different. Because Guy Gardner is a very sort of cocky guy, whereas Alan Scott is a more noble, gay man.
He's gay, man. Yeah, he's gay. Can we say this? Right. And so my point is, like, why does it have to be a thing? Why can't we just do what they got originally going? Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, and just keep it moving. Like, let's just keep it moving. Like we don't.
We are.
If you want to do it Elseworlds, do it Elseworlds, and then focus on that. But right now, they want to do God. They want to do Alan Scott because they want to focus on the fact that he's gay. And
they're not anymore.
I know that. No, I know that they're not. Right, I know that they're not. But I'm just saying, like, that's right. That was the whole point of doing it. But now, just focus on the hero.
So Alan Scott originally was a gay Green Lantern. Right. Originally,
yes, yeah, originally. Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't be opposed to that, because that was his character.
Right. So, yeah, there's nothing. Oh, no, we're not saying that they made him gay or nothing like that.
Cool.
No, not like that. We're saying is that they just focus on.
I didn't really pay attention to it in Justice Society and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
he's a gay character.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would.
Nah, not at all.
Because I think the Guy Gardner angle is cool, because he's a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? He's like, if we're talking Green Lanterns being police of the cosmos and the galaxies, he's one of those overzealous dickhead cops, to where he's hot-headed and he's gonna try to get his just due no matter what. Where you have the other guys, they're playing it to the letter, and Guy Gardner likes to go out of bounds, and he may beat up a couple of witnesses to get what he needs and move on without.
Well, Guy Gardner is a great character for James Gunn to do, and Guy Gardner is in the Superman movie.
Yeah,
So
like
Guy,
he's crazy.
yeah, and Nathan Fillion is playing him in the Superman movie. I think that's a good casting for Guy Gardner. I do
Yeah, I
hope they
do
give
too.
him I hope they give him his red bowl cut though, because that's so iconic.
Yeah.
No,
But
you know what they
And
gonna
Guy Gardner, and Guy Gardner also rubs a lot of characters the wrong way.
yeah, that's his whole deal.
You know,
He's a
he ain't gonna
cocky
He's
asshole.
not gonna get the bowl cut. He's gonna get that dickhead military cut, that cop cut, that high top fade cop
But
cut.
doesn't he have a bowl in the comics? He got like a red bowl cut.
Yeah, he got a bowl
Here's
cut.
a bowl cut. Yeah, he got a bowl cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
They ain't gonna
looking
do
like
that. They
mold.
may show him as a kid with the bowl cut and why he gets picked on and shit. They'll do something like that. But he'll get that high fucking state trooper dickhead pull you over just because.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's what I think they'll do with him.
But for the show, for Lanterns though, the since the Alan Scott and Guy Gardner show, they've completely overhauled it in 2022. And we saw Graham Smith leave, despite having written a full season's worth of scripts for that Guy Gardner Alan Scott show. And then the show now is going to, of course, refocus on John Stewart, which is another member of the Lantern Corps, more of a by the book guy, kind of guy. And then the first black superhero to appear in DC Comics, John, so John Stewart, and then of course Hal Jordan as well. The reworking of the show coincided with, but wasn't caused by, Warner Brothers Discovery's installation of James Gunn and Peter Safran as heads of DC studios. But they definitely made it their own. And in early 2023, DCU had scrapped that Batgirl our movie, and also the Berlanti-led Green Lantern show altogether in favor of Lanterns, this new iteration. I think it's Peter Safran. He says Greg's version was more of a space opera that he wanted to do. So that Guy Gardner, Alan Scott was going to be more of a space opera show. So it could have been fucking really good if it was done by a good studio with, a good ass budget and all of that. What happened to Stu? He had to go fight crime.
Yes, sir.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Why he ain't say nothing?
Man. Oh, he's on his Batman.
Be easy. Be safe. Yeah. But he said our version is more of like True Detective, more of a terrestrial based investigation story. And so they agreed to part ways because they were completely different shows. It would have been way too hard for somebody who had originally wanted to do this big space opera, and then now they have to kind of do this on Earth detective story, and so they would have never, I guess they would have never been able to get it along. But
I think they have a good reference. I mean, if they want to jump into it quickly without without overthinking things. I mean, not for nothing. Let's keep it real, a buck. It's Men in Black, but a little bit more serious characters, a little bit more with a little, you know what I mean? More serious tone. But it's Men in Black. That's what Men in Black was.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's except that
they wasn't
whereas
superheroes.
Yeah. Men in Black are like an Earth-based organization, whereas Green Lanterns, obviously, these guys just happen to be, Earth just happens to be their sector, right? They all have right. Now, speaking of the Green Lantern Corps in the comics, and we can talk about it in a minute, but they're actually phasing out the Green Lantern Corps out of the comics altogether. No more Green Lantern Corps. I think it's because Hal Jordan and Sinestro right now are so powerful that they don't need the Corps. Like Hal Jordan, like the Corps would do nothing for him. He can outdo the whole Corps combined. He can do that and then some. So that's why they're like, damn, it's kind of
much though. Those characters are like
exactly. People are gonna be real. I mean, people are already upset about it, but yeah, it's a crazy fucking thing that they're gonna try to do. But he said he said it was like, the guy that is doing this show Lanterns, he's also just did and coincidentally maybe because they're saying that there's going to be like a True Detective show. He's just now coming off of True Detective Night Country, where he was Mahershala Ali.
Yeah,
I think that's the Mahershala Ali.
No. That's the one.
No, that's
the girls with Jodie Foster, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the in Alaska or whatever. Yeah.
The
he also earned 5 Emmy nominations for writing and producing Ozark on Netflix, which was a great fucking show.
Definitely.
Really good show. Yeah, if you haven't seen Ozark, that's definitely one.
Hustling in Ozark, I'm telling you.
And that's my boy too. That Jason Bateman. That dude, yeah, that dude's fucking one of the funniest dudes to me. His dry humor is really funny. But he said, the guy, he said, James Gunn, he said, we're thrilled to bring this seminal DC title to HBO with Chris Damon and Tom at the helm. And Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are 2 of DC's most compelling characters, and Lanterns brings them to life in an original detective story that is a foundational part of the unified DCU we're launching next summer with Superman. End quote. And the Casey Bloys chairman and CEO of HBO and Max Content, he said, we are elated to be reuniting with both Chris Mundy and Damon Lindelof as they partner with Tom for this fresh take on DC's Green Lantern as part of James and Peter's version of the DC universe. This first new live action series will mark an exciting new era. And yeah, I mean, they're going to produce Lanterns with Mundy and Lindelof and Tom King writing. I mean, I can't wait. This is definitely my probably most anticipated or the thing that I'm most excited about right now for the DCU. I really love True Detective, and all these people that are involved are some people that have done some shit that I really dig. So it's 8 episodes. The what you call it? The series Lanterns, it's gonna be like it's a mini series, obviously, but it's 8 episodes. I'm not sure how long each episode is, if they're gonna be an hour each, but that's what it likely seems like because HBO doesn't do 30-minute shows. They mostly just do hour shows, and HBO before HBO like did Sopranos and shit like that, all I watched was movies. I didn't watch TV whatsoever. I didn't watch any shows at all. I hated them. I would just sit there and just watch movies back to back all day. Like if I'm just sitting watching TV, I'll just put on movies, like go on whatever's on demand or whatever HBO or whatever I got, whatever I'm watching, and I watch whatever movies are on. I do not watch shows. Hate network TV. Just don't like it. Don't like commercials. I like there's nothing redeeming about it. They did Sopranos. They did Sex and the City at the time. I don't know what else. Bunch of shit that came out, and it was these 1-hour episodes that were basically like a movie as far as production quality, acting, writing, dialogue, everything. They're like movies, and you get 10 to 13 of them per season. So it's like I get a 13-hour movie or a 10-hour movie and no commercials. So then I started to really, look for these shows. And then, of course, A&E did cool shit. We had, Walter White and all of that, Breaking Bad. Like there was they started doing, Mad Men. They started doing shows on network TV that were of the quality of an HBO show, right? Up to that same par, that same level. But they really set the standard. They really set the bar for series. And it's just so exciting to me that this comic show is going to be done on fucking HBO. Like it's an HBO show, y'all. Think about that for a minute. All our MCU shit, all our shows so far, even Star Wars, it's been Disney. and most of it's been shit. Even the good stuff, I have to make myself like, because like I said, my standards are very high.
Yeah.
Like my shows need to be like a movie, dog, with the same fucking production quality and everything. Definitely Star Wars and a lot of them Marvel shows have not reached that mark. So I'm very excited to see a comic book character, a comic book story on an HBO style show, because I'm telling you, bro, that's what I expect of Disney. That's what I expect of Marvel and Star Wars. If they're not giving me fucking, hour long HBO status shows with all that money they got behind them, then I feel that they think I'm an asshole. They're
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They're treating me like I'm a jerk off. They're like, fuck you and your $120 a year for this streaming service. We're gonna make whatever we want. We're gonna give Leslie Headland like damn near $200 million, and she's gonna give us the Acolyte
to fuck shit up. 200 million to fuck shit up.
I mean, that last episode where they were walking around the so-called the woods, the forest, it was a bunch of potted plants. They common fucking plants that you see all over. I mean, these are earth plants.
Yeah.
If you look at Star Wars shows, anything, from, they go on an alien planet, the plants, look different. They're not earth plants. They didn't even bother to do that. They just put potted plants that they got from some nursery down the road all over the place, and it looked horrendous. No one, bruh. So basically, I digress. But the point is that I'm making is that this Green Lantern show is going to be an HBO show written by people that did shows like Ozark and fucking Watchmen and fucking, all this dope shit, and True Detective, and Tom fucking King, who's a DC Comics legend, a comic book writer. Bro, do you understand? I want to cry. A comic book writer writing a comic book show.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like, come on, dog. It's like a no-brainer. I don't understand why this hasn't always been the fucking format. Like, if I'm making a movie about a comic book character, I want a comic book author writing the script, or at least co-writing it. Maybe they don't know how to write screenplays, but you sit them down with someone who knows to write a screenplay, okay? And you let the comic book author tell you how to fucking write this fucking thing. And it would always fucking win, bro. And I don't know why they don't understand this. I mean, that's why these comic characters are popular. That's why you're able to make millions of dollars off these movies, is because the comic books made these characters beloved. So why don't you do that same shit they do?
Yeah.
It baffles me, dog. Like, why this isn't.
They don't want to give credit to the original creators of things. They just want to redo them and make their money and say, hey, this is our vision. This is what we want to do. I mean, exactly. It's the ego of a creator at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Everybody want their special touch, their vision. So,
Yep. And it's sad because you can have your own touch and your own vision. You're making it a live action thing. It doesn't matter if you took the damn comic book story or had the comic book writer sit there with you and write this script out. You're the one putting it into live action. That comic book writer can't do that.
Yeah.
He can't make a movie. True. You're making a movie. So that's that right there. That's all you need to put on your credit. You directed this film. You made this movie. You wrote this screenplay, whatever. That's fucking amazing. You made it into live action. But why would you take the shit that made it great, the shit that made it popular, and throw that away and just think that you can use the names of these characters and we're dumb as fuck. We're going to eat it up. Hollywood has always treated fans like idiots. I mean, we know that. If you look at the way they do movies and shit, I mean, they really, it's not even like they think. They know that most of the audiences are fucking stupid. And it's a fact. Most fucking Americans are dumb. I'm sorry. It's a fact. It's just a majority fact. I'm sorry. Most of
willful idiots.
Oh yeah. Willful. Because no problem with intelligence, just fucking willful idiots.
Yeah.
And yeah, but not to go. But it's also been reported that um what do you say? A new recruit, John Stewart, and Lantern legend Hal Jordan, uh, into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland.
Mm.
And keeping that in mind, there's 10 potential actors who could be cast as Hal Jordan in this upcoming series. They're actually talking about Tom Cruise. They're talking about Bradley Cooper. They're talking about John Krasinski. Um, Jensen Ackles, the guy that played Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Who's also being looked at as Bruce Wayne for the Brave and the Bold. James Marsden, pedo supporter who played Cyclops. Big supporter of pedos. Big supporter of pedos. Jake Gyllenhaal, who's obviously done who's been Mysterio.
Yeah.
Josh Duhamel, who hasn't done a lot of comic book movies, but he did Transform. He was Captain Lennox in Transformers, so I guess that counts.
Yeah.
But he's also done like Harvey Dent, the voice acting for Harvey Dent in the animated movie The Long Halloween, the 2-part movie. He was Harvey Dent in that, so he's got his chops. And then Chris Pine, who is known for playing like Captain Kirk, and he was in Wonder Woman. Boyd Holbrook, who he was in like Logan, he was in Sandman, he was in Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, always playing a bad guy. He was in some recent show. He was in this new movie they just did, the Vandals, which was a really cool kind of movie, loosely based on the origins of the Outlaw Motorcycle Club with Tom Hardy and that Skarsgård kid. But he might, finally get to play a good guy, I guess they're saying. And then, of course, Ryan Reynolds, who played Hal Jordan in the original Green Lantern movie, who I hope they're kidding. I don't want them to even do that. While I know Ryan Reynolds could pull it off, it's just going to bring too many bad memories. And it'll just give it a kind of vibe that they don't want. They don't want that. But they are doing dumb shit like this. They are trying to bring and recast characters from old movies and put them in new movies because they can't think of what else to do, and they know that people love nostalgia. That's why this Deadpool and Wolverine movie is full of Fox characters and Fox actors. They don't know what else to do, and they think that people just want that nostalgia bump.
Yeah.
Which, to an extent, they're not wrong. But out of all those, I think Bradley Cooper is an interesting Hal Jordan that I think could work. Would be a take, a weird take. Jake Gyllenhaal could do it. That would be an interesting take.
Hal Jordan.
But Jensen Ackles, the guy that played Soldier Boy in The Boys,
Nah.
I think he I don't know. I think he looks pretty good for like a more of like a by the book type of cop dude. I mean, he played kind of that character in the movie. John Krasinski looks like a cartoon kid. I don't like that guy. I think he's done some interesting roles. He's done some cool movies. I don't think he makes a good Reed Richards. I don't think he makes a good tough guy at all. He's too goofy looking. He's hilarious, but I can't take him seriously. I know people like him. I know people love him. They want him to be.
I mean, if he was buff, we were talking about Ozark and what you call it being to me,
Bateman, Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
That I think he can be.
He definitely could do it, but like you said, I mean, he's definitely not a physical. He's not a physical dude.
Yeah.
He.
But I think he would play a good one. I mean, he's a pilot guy, then all of a sudden, boom. Because if he had the body of what you call it, he could do it. If he had what's his name? Who played Green Lantern?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, if he had his
physique,
yeah, he could do it. He would be able to do it.
Yeah.
Shit, fuck it. He should get in the gym now. Get in the gym now, man. Shit.
Yep.
You can put on muscles.
Oh yeah, real quick.
Yeah. But I don't know.
So
They have to get somebody with some great personality, but a stoic presence.
yeah, I really hope they don't even do Tom Cruise. I really hope they don't do Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is too short for that character, man.
I just don't like his personality for it.
Tom Cruise,
he's too big too. He's too big. I don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Make it all about him and shit. I don't want that.
Yeah, and that's the main thing with a lot of these characters. They look for famous people when you need capable actors that can pull it off because the character itself is already famous.
Right.
I mean, you have some instances where you had Robert Downey. He just so happens to be the perfect Iron Man. Just like Ryan Reynolds is the perfect Deadpool.
You remember this movie?
Huh?
Remember this movie?
Hold on. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but, going off on a tangent, he looks like the guy that, made for an action figure. He looks like Shooter from Valorverse.
Valorverse?
Yeah, Valorverse made a character named Shooter, and he looks just like him.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the way he played the character, I think that character is a Hal type dude, for sure. This dude, I mean, look, this dude's he's goofy. I don't know. That's not. I can't get behind that.
I mean, Jason Bateman and him have the same type of stature in a sense. I mean,
yeah, but he's got these big old ears and the froppy. I don't know. His features. I don't know. He just looks kind of. I don't know. He looks too much. He could too boyish, maybe. I don't know.
He could probably pull it off.
I'm sure he could, but I don't know. I see how Jordan is more of like a stoic, more square kind of. I don't know, more, and that's why I said this dude could pull it off. He's got that. Definitely got that stoic vibe, but
he can play two people. He can even play Guy Gardner if he wanted to.
Yeah, that one there. But now he could play Guy Gardner, but
you think?
I don't know. Maybe not.
That'd be some heavy range.
Yeah.
He's stuck at where he's stuck at. He to me I mean, he played Cyclops, and was the most stoic motherfucker.
No, he can do it.
Yeah, he can do it. Yeah,
he can do it. I don't know what's going on with the pedo shit, but he could do it.
And he has a comedic range as well. He has some slight. He has some timing.
Yeah. No, he does. He definitely does. Sonic and shit like that. This dude right now in Presumed Innocent, a show I'm watching right now, very good, very dramatic. But I've been a fan of him since Donnie Darko. Like, I think he's one of the better actors of his generation.
Yeah.
And so he can definitely pull it off. But
he did it at Roadhouse. That was crazy.
Yeah, Roadhouse was real crazy. That was dope.
That was pretty tight. I like that.
Yeah.
There go my guy right there.
Transformers.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
He can.
He can do it.
I want him to play fucking Duke.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
Period. Because in Transformers, that's who he was technically, Duke.
Right.
Like, that's my guy right there.
Yep.
No brainer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He can play Al Jordan, definitely. Him.
It could. I mean, he could do it. All these guys could do it, but do I want to see it? Yeah, I don't want
that jawbone structure, that facial, clean, all American type look in a sense.
Yeah, and that's Hal Jordan. And this dude, he's more of the lesser known of all these people. Which that's what I like about him. Dope. I like about him that he's one of the lesser known. I mean, they're all capable, and this guy's done some cool movies that I've seen recently.
Let him be Guy Gardner. He can pull that shit.
Now that's a guy. They've already cast Guy Gardner, unfortunately, but this would have definitely been the better choice for Guy Gardner. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's dope.
Then of course the OG Green Lantern, but oh
I mean, if
no.
he wasn't, if the script was better, and I think he would have did great in it.
I didn't really notice how bad it was at first. I kind of thought I liked it at first. I was like, well, this was kind of cool because it was the first time we ever saw constructs in live action. I mean, this is pretty cool, like seeing Oa, Kilowog and Sinestro. The dude that plays Sinestro, fucking perfect casting, dude.
What's his name? He plays in what you call it?
He's in 100 fucking movies, dude. The dude's in everything. God damn. What's his name?
He also was in, wasn't he? No, I get them two guys confused a lot because it's the guy that plays on Channel 4, the cop show. I forgot what it's called. Where Ice-T in them. I always get them mixed up, but I know who you're talking about. I keep forgetting his name, but I get them mixed up all the time because they have that same facial structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Sinestro was on point.
If anybody knows what we're talking about, you can type it in the chat. I am trying to find it online because it's pissing me off because I really do know his name, and that's what's pissing me off. Fuck. I see the pic. Okay, here's a picture of him as Sinestro. Where's his name? Okay. Dude, I hate Wiki, bro. What the fuck? Is it all ads? Is there any information on Wiki? It's all ads. God damn.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through ad. There's no information. None. Hold on, man. I can't believe don't nobody know this guy's name. Normally I wouldn't even do this, but it's pissing me off because I absolutely know his name.
Hold on, I'll get it for you real quick.
All right. God damn, dude. Now I have to actually type into Google.
Mark Strong.
Who played? Yeah, Mark Strong. Who played fucking Sinestro in Green? I don't like having to type all that shit. But anyway, it's Mark Strong. Yeah, he's been in a fuck ton of movies. And some great movies too. Really good British actor. Definitely like a lot of gangster roles, a lot of cool, cool roles and bad guy roles. Let's see, he's done Kingsman, Kingsman, Sherlock Holmes. He was in Body of Lies. Where's some shit we know? He's in Shazam. He's in 1917, Imitation Game, Rock and Roller. That was one of the ones where I first saw him. That's the one I first saw him in 2008. And Rock and Roller is one of my favorite British gangster movies. Period.
Oh, for real? Rock and Roller?
Phenomenal film. Kick Ass. He was in fucking Robin Hood with your boy from Gladiator. Revolver. Have you seen the movie Revolver?
Yeah.
With Ray Liotta in them?
Yeah.
Fire ass movie. He was in that.
Yeah, that shit ain't no joke.
That shit is deep.
Guy Ritchie movies and stuff like that, man.
He's a big Guy Ritchie. Yep. Yeah. Guy Ritchie always uses him a lot. But he's been in movies always since way back since like he was in Pretty Woman. He was in fucking like he's a prolific dude. Like he's just one of them dudes that's just in hell of shit. Yeah. If you Google his name and just look at the list of shit he's in, it's crazy. He's done a lot of movies. But anyway, he's a good. Oh, okay. Stu said the battery died on his tablet when that's why he bounced out without saying nothing.
Oh, he was also in Shazam.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
You did say Shazam. My fault. Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be cool to see him back as fucking Sinestro. But yeah, Tom King being able to writing this movie is really exciting to me. Back on 2025, what am I talking about? I meant June 25th, fucking a few days ago. He some great news came down about the Lantern series, and that it was given an 8-episode direct-to series order with Chris Mundy, the guy who did Ozark and True Detective, serving as the showrunner. We found out that Damon Lindelof, Watchmen and Leftovers, is writing with Tom King, and then Tom King serving as executive producers and co-writers alongside Mundy. But finally, Tom King can talk about the show, and that's what he just said. He said, finally can talk about what I've been working on for the past year and more. From DC Studios and Warner Brothers, we're bringing Lanterns to HBO. That's how he begins his Instagram post addressing the news much more openly than he could previously. So that's why a lot of people might not even know that Tom King is the dude writing this. And even after James Gunn confirmed that he would be working on the series, it still didn't kind of sink in really. He said, Chris, Damon, and I created it. Chris is writing and running it while Damon and I write and executive produce. I think of it as from the creators of Ozark, HBO's Watchmen, and of course, Batman meets Elmer Fudd. He said, he said, he said, we're working with a dream team writer's room, putting together something thrilling and epic and intimate and grounded and funny and true, a superhero show that brings together the glories of the comics with an excellence of an HBO prestige drama. In such an honor to work on these characters, to build what Titans John Broome, Gil Kane, Danny O'Neill, and my old pal and Batman Elmer Fudd fan Neil Adams created, talking about creating the character himself, Green Lantern. And he said, we're endlessly inspired by and grateful for the creativity of so many Lantern comic creators from 1940 to this Wednesday. Before closing, Tom King added a personal perspective to the news. He said, on a personal level, my late mother was a Warner exec. Being back on her lot since I was a kid, building something cool that she'd love, it feels real special. And the chairman and CEO of HBO said, we are elated to be reuniting with Chris Money, Damon Lindelof as a partner with Tom King for the fresh take on Disney's Green Lantern. As part of James Gunn and Peter's vision for the DC universe, the first live action series will mark an exciting new era. We are thrilled to bring the seminal DC title to HBO with Chris Damon and Tom at the helm. Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are two of DC's most compelling characters, and Lanterns brings them to life in an original detective story that is that is a foundational part of the unified DCU we're launching next summer with Superman. And when the series was first announced, Safran noted that the series would play a major role in their DCU, which we know that it's all part of one big sort of cohesive universe, comparing it in a huge way to the HBO quality of True Detective. And so that's a good sort of that's a confidence building factoid for me. He said it plays a really big role in leading us to the main story that we're telling across our film and television. So this is a very important show for us. And they really care about it, and they're really and it's like real comic writers. So that's important.
Always important, man. You get the people who are the most interested, the most caring for a character. They understand the dialogue between characters within those different comic titles and stuff like that. So yeah, you know. And now when they do it, and then if it comes out all crazy, then you're gonna be like, yo, you're supposed to know better.
Right.
It's one thing when they don't know better, so you kind of give an excuse to Hollywood idiots because that's what they are. But
Right.
those who are in the know and supposed to be part of the legion of tastemakers in the comic community and things of that nature, you should know better. So there
Right.
should be no excuses, no nothing. It should be some good product.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And the artwork for this show also is straight out of the comics. And the guy that does the artwork for it, that's I mean, that kind of, you can see the dude with the beard, the Hal Jordan character. I can see a few of those actors that we just looked at filling that role. I mean, this is the actual artwork for the show. So, it's gonna look something like that. So
seeing the John Stewart role.
the John Stewart one, yeah.
I remember Common wanting to be John Stewart, and that's like he could, but then I wouldn't mind him being, if he could pull it. He could pull it off if he get down to business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm sure he could, but maybe he's not.
But they'll get a British actor.
Yeah, you already know.
All top.
You already fucking know.
Classic Juilliard, everything. Come in.
Oxford and shit.
Yeah. But as long as they play the role to the T as it was written in the comics, no problem, man. We'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
We down. Let me see if I can find a good. I'm trying to find a nice. There we go. Fuck you. Yeah. All right. So here is the full artwork for the show. That's
that's nice.
Yeah. But there's no sort of mention of the guy who did that artwork. They don't talk about him at all. And there was this guy who tweeted, he's like, nice to see all the Green Lantern TV show coverage, but if you are going to continue to use Gabriel Hardman's art to illustrate your stories and posts, how about you credit the guy? So yeah,
Gilbert Hartman is the guy.
Yep, Gabriel Hardman. Yeah,
okay.
I'll throw his shit up there here.
Hold on. Let me Google this guy Gabriel, because I think he was at the thing today. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in the chat. I just put it in the chat. See it?
Hold on, let me
But yeah, it's
okay.
It's some cool artwork, and he deserves credit for sure.
Oh yeah.
So
every artist needs.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think wasn't he at the? He probably was at the. I want to say he was at the thing where I was at today in Westchester. I want to say that because I seen similar art, and I didn't stop because my mind was on Larry Hama all the way. I always go with a mission in my head, and I don't deviate. So,
right.
This guy, he's nice. I mean, his art is sick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Hama, the man Hama, the classified San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Whoa.
Cobra, the man Cobra.
So that I was going to ask you, that last post you had when you had the hoodie.
That wasn't it. Yeah, that wasn't real.
That was somebody wish list.
Yes.
I was like, oh, for real?
That was some made up shit on the background of a Hasbro post, like graphic and shit. So they trying to make it look official, but this is official. The 130th figure in the G.I. Joe classified line will give collectors a new take on the iconic villain Cobra Commander. This particular Cobra Commander is modeled after the character's mutated appearance in the G.I. Joe movie, in the 80s. And the figure includes an alternate head, hands, and weapons, as well as a little bonus figure of Cobra Commander fully mutated into a snake. And the figure comes packaged inside a nice deluxe box. And we all know how the box imagery kind of leads to or tells us what's going to be, you know, coming down the road or down the line, right?
Fabulous,
So, yes, sir.
yo,
Globulus looks fucking
yo,
dope.
man. I might just have to get that Cobra Commander. I want to get 10 of them. I want to get 10 of them because I want to hustle.
Listen,
You know me.
you know, how do you get one if you don't go to San Diego?
I'm gonna figure it out, man.
If you
I
figure
will
one out, man, just please get me one. I'll give you the money immediately.
Yo,
Or
I gotta
give me
figure
or
it
tell me up front. I'll give you the money up front. Don't matter. If you know how to get one, because I can't get to San Diego and I'm not trusting because they say that on Hasbro Pulse it'll be some limited, you know, quantities. I forget how I got my Chuckles, but I think they sold it on Hasbro Pulse. I think I ended up getting it off
got my
Pulse.
Chuckles from Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, I think because they put it on Pulse after the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping that they put this on Pulse after the con, but yeah, that's Globulus in the far top left corner, you guys, with where you see like the eye patch looking dude, and he's got a full body of a snake. He has no legs, just a snake body, and I'm really curious.
But if you look at the front, if you got pictures of the front cover, I think there's a picture of him floating in the air on
He's also got that big ball, that sphere thing that he
yes,
had in the movie.
that's on the Immortals cover art. So I was like, they're gonna do the pod with Globulus.
Yeah. I think based on this picture that they're gonna do the snake body at least. And they may have, you know, he may come with the pod. I'm thinking that they'll have like you could detach the snake body and then attach the pod or something like that, or maybe even legs, one attachment,
or either make the snake body
one that's coiled up where he can sit,
jointed and coiled, and then you can press it inside the snake body and the pod and close it.
Like close it. Yeah, that would be great. I just hope they don't do it like the 80s version where the snake body was pretty much like had to be straight. Like you couldn't do nothing with him, you know. It was a terrible design.
Yeah, that was
But
this
I know. But this looks pretty cool. It's iconic. It's nostalgic from the G.I. Joe movie, which is really cool. But I'm just not fucking happy that they're doing that. It's an exclusive Comic-Con thing that you got to go to fucking San Diego. But they did said that here's what they actually said. They said select quantities of these figures will be made available on the Hasbro Pulse website after SDCC is over, but we'd expect demand to far exceed supply. Why?
Exactly. Y'all don't want to make money.
Why don't you just make enough? Yeah, you know how many people are going to buy them. Why don't you make enough?
Or just have it. Get it the pre-order. Just put a pre-order. Now you're gonna know how many you need to do.
That's what I don't understand. That's the fucking point of pre-orders.
That's the reason why I kind of not like fucking with Hasbro and that. That's what turned me off from classified.
They're trying to create it to create what do you call urgency and create
hype.
Rarity about it and hype about it.
They don't understand that the collector himself is gonna want it regardless. There's no need
anyway,
for hype.
dog.
If you love G.I. Joe, you're gonna want it anyway. Even when I sold my collection, I'm still looking at this stuff that they're producing. I'm like, damn, I want that shit.
I know,
but I gotta keep my willpower. But it's like, damn, it's art. It's art. It looks nice. It's dope. But then it's the business part of it with them. It's like, why are you treating people like kids? We're grown fucking adults.
Exactly, and they know that's who's buying this shit. It's not kids. They know who's buying stuff.
Yeah, and he even put that in the article. There's no we outpace fucking preschoolers at toys. We're the top consumers of toys. Adults. So
and this is the first year that in a while that Hasbro will directly be selling its exclusives at the show rather than offering pre-orders and shipping items out later. You won't simply be able to walk up to the booth, Hasbro's booth at Comic-Con and buy the figure like on a whim. You have to actually first go to the Comic-Con exclusives portal and reserve a time slot. And then you can walk up with your, San Diego Comic-Con badge and get a slot. And then you can go ahead into the booth and try to and purchase a figure at an indicated time. I'm too nervous that's a whole lot of shit, and I'm gonna get there and it ain't nothing left.
Yeah, and that's gonna cause a problem.
Yep.
They just need to just stop the dumb shit.
Dude.
Stop all that stuff, because marketing, this is where they fuck up in marketing. That's not helping.
And I'll tell you something else, Raw Talk. This right here, I'm not gonna jump through too many hoops to get this.
And nobody's paying $500 for this shit either.
Oh no, I think it's like $40.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the secondary market, because there's gonna be motherfuckers that's gonna be up there
like, for 200 or 300
line. Yo, we're gonna go up in here. Our mission is to get this. We're gonna get a rack of piece off of this. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
And that's not the
right there. That's gonna turn a lot of people off.
Yeah,
because I think this is the figure that's really gonna turn people off if they don't get their hands on it. They're gonna be like, "Why the fuck am I collecting now?
Right,
fuck it, I'm selling my shit now." And
I mean, this is and it's a cool figure. It's really cool, but I don't think it's one of those must haves. Like I'm gonna be honest, if I don't get one, I'm not gonna be that mad. I want one real bad. I'm gonna be mad, but I'm gonna be able to hack. I'm gonna be able to cope, because it's not like a character. If it was a character, an iconic character that I loved from childhood or something, like say this was, say Storm Shadow version 2 is only available, then I'd be pissed. Like if it was like one of my favorite characters or something. But this is not even a character this is something that happened for like 2 minutes in one movie. But so I don't care that much.
But if you think about it, you got Nemesis Immortal.
Oh,
you're gonna have Galopulus. They're definitely gonna do the Royal Guard. Then you're gonna get Pythona.
That's the one I really want.
So if you don't get the Cobra Commander along with that whole Cobra Lost situation,
I'm good.
It's gonna be fucked up. Like
I'm good.
I mean, you're good. You're good. But I'm saying there's gonna be motherfuckers out there that's gonna be like on some angry man shit out the gate.
Oh, for sure, dude. People are really gonna be pissed. For sure. Now, if this was Galopulus or Pythona or Enforcer, then I'd be really stressed the fuck out right now. I'd be like, oh my god, dude, if I don't get one of them, I'm really gonna be like, I'm gonna lose my shit. But I can do. I'm not saying that I want to do without this one, but if I have to, having Galopulus, Enforcer, and Pythona is enough that I can be okay with it. I could be okay with it. I'm not saying it's optimal. I definitely want this, and I'm probably gonna get it. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to get it from somebody, some kind of way. And definitely, as soon as they're up for grabs on Pulse, I'll be right there to be one of the first ones to try to get one off Pulse. But
what Indo-Asia is gonna have it first before everybody, because they're the ones that's making it. So there's gonna be some stuff, some shady business on that end too. Just like it was with the Mindbender and the Serpentor.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Europe had it second, Asia had it first.
Mm-hmm.
People were shipping it, making their money, shipping this stuff over. Like, it's on again. They want to keep the momentum from the pandemic numbers. They want to keep that up. But they don't know. People got other shit now. We're mobile. Everybody going places. You're fucking up. You should make this available for everybody. Fuck that. Every G.I. Joe should be available for everyone to purchase.
Absolutely. Hands down. Period. No question.
And even with the HasLab, fuck the HasLab shit. Why don't you make it just available? Like, fuck that. You already got the mold. You want to make money off the mold. It's already made. Oh, yeah, it's a HasLab. Fuck that. Just put it on there as a pre-order. As you go, hey, there's 100,000 people that want one. Okay? I made a couple of more million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just keep it available.
And a lot of these characters are coming from this comic series too.
Yeah.
A lot of these versions. Now, Mercer, I'm really excited for.
Mercer.
Yeah, he's the dude right here, you guys. He's the one that he's right next to Cobra Commander, opposite of what's his name? Man, what's the dude's name?
Iron, scrap iron.
Scrap Iron. I can my mind, I can't think of names right now. But anyway, the twins look definitely very different from anything we've seen in Classified. We don't have this version of Cobra Commando or Destro in Classified, so I'm starting to see shit here that's not from Classified. But historically, if you look at Classified characters, they're the same versions in the Energon comics, in the Duke and the Cobra Commander and Scarlet and Destro. But these are different so far, or that I'm looking at. But this right here that you're looking at is G.I. Joe #1.
Yeah.
So whereas in the past they've just been like either Duke or Scarlet or Cobra Commander or Destro, this one's actually called G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that's their version of that universe.
Yes,
This is like their multiverse version of G.I. Joe. So it won't be your traditional Hammer because they already got Hammer's version running side by side already with the G.I. Joe Skybound Image Skybound. So that Hammer stuff is already popping. That's
So here's what this is Energon.
Yeah.
This is Larry Hama.
Yeah.
Right, Larry Hama. This is just a different run. It's a different universe. This is more like
it's a continuation actually of the Marvel.
Right.
You know,
the original G.I. Joe. Yeah.
It went
exactly.
Marvel, IDW, now that one with
right. Image Skybound. Right. And this universe, so this is the title G.I. Joe in this universe. This universe has only had names so far, but now it has its own G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So you've got G.I. Joe for the Energon universe, and you've got G.I. Joe for the Hama universe. These are not to be mistaken. But this one here, yeah, hell yeah, I'm happy for this. I can't wait. We knew it was coming, but we just didn't know, if it would be at the end of the year or beginning of 2025. Now we know. Today's this was yesterday actually. This is actually Thursday. Skybound and Image Comics, in collaboration with Hasbro, announced the debut of the all-new ongoing series, G.I. Joe #1, because the Duke, Scarlet, all those are limited series. They only had 5 or 6 issues per run or per title. This is actually going to be an ongoing, so that's really cool. And this is Joshua Williamson, same writer, Tom Riley, artist, colorist Jordi Belair. As already is part of the Energon universe, which is shared with the Transformers and the Void Rivals. And this will come out, I think, November 13th. And the guy who made it said Conrad Hauser, codenamed Duke, has assembled a special force known as G.I. Joe to battle the rising power of the mysterious Cobra in the aftermath of the Autobots and Decepticons' arrival on Earth. But the enigmatic Cobra Commander has unleashed the power of Energon like never before. In the first appearance of an all-new character and many familiar faces, this is the comic that will change everything you think you know about G.I. Joe, and that's only half the surprises in store. And because the way the Energon universe had been going so far with Duke and those other comics, they were not G.I. Joe yet. They hadn't become a team yet. They didn't even know each other yet. And
different universe, yep.
Right. And so once they sort of all had their own, individual comics, and we told their individual stories, now they're coming together as a squad, as an actual team. G.I. Joe for the first time. Duke is heading up, this team. And he said, finally, the team is together. The response to the miniseries that has led to this moment has been phenomenal. It's been exciting to see Joe's lifelong fans of the iconic series and new readers come together to support G.I. Joe in the Energon universe. And that's Joshua Williamson, who made the G.I. Joe Energon universe. And of course, they're setting all this up because there's going to be a shared Transformers G.I. Joe movie universe. And the guy who wrote this comic said, what has come before was just a glimpse into the massive world of action and drama that we're bringing to this new ongoing series. Now it's time to amp up the story as the newly formed G.I. Joe and Cobra meet for the first time. Our first issue rocks the Energon universe in a major ways with big moments, and we've been trying to unleash. Tom and Jordi are killing it and bringing the heat with every page. You do not want to miss G.I. Joe #1. Yo, Joe.
It's serious. I mean, but if you think about it, they're doing it cleverly. I mean, it's not like this hasn't been done before. Their
Right.
universe is different. Like Image Comics, they did their own version of the universe, and they also did a GI Joe versus Transformers.
Mhm.
DDP comics, what have you? They did it.
Yeah.
Even IDW did it. They're doing it in a way to where they're creating that universe that makes sense dramatically. Like they're bringing you totally in without bouncing around and all this stuff. They're getting you invested in the characters per se more so than ever.
Yeah.
You know, look at the cover again.
Yeah. Well, I was never a fan. I was not.
Right. You see Baroness up there. Who is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
She's
And,
with the
and
Joes.
I was never really a fan of. No, she's with the Joes ever since she met Duke
You see
in
what
the
I'm
Duke
saying?
comic. So
Yeah. So it's
yeah,
like
so it's just a little twist.
it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's cool. They're refreshing the brands and making it so that they'll have success with the movie franchises after that.
Yeah. And they haven't changed it in ways that I've found that I couldn't, abide. Like I can't stomach that. It just don't seem right now. They haven't done any of that. They haven't fucked anything up. Sometimes when you change shit, it can fuck it up or it can be okay. And so far all the changes have been fine to me
Some people
as
complain
a
about
lifelong
the
fan.
relationship. Some people complain about the relationship between Jinx and Scarlet. I don't have no
Well,
problem.
Scarlet was with Snake Eyes, and right, and her and Jinx, I don't know, I didn't see them really like together.
Well, in the Scarlet, people are saying they're too close because they live together and all this
Just
stuff.
roommates.
Yeah, so I mean,
They weren't supposed to be a couple.
Even if that was the case that they were a couple,
Yeah,
that's a different universe.
it is. It is.
Period.
But she is with Snake Eyes. But they didn't. Yeah, they didn't. I don't know. People saying shit. People always gonna say dumb shit. But yeah, but they didn't. I mean, at least I didn't get that vibe at all. Why can't two women be friends and it not be a gay situation? I mean,
Exactly.
the fuck.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna get some good shit, man. I mean,
Yeah.
That's all I'm happy about. G.I. Joe's at the forefront once again. Hopefully, G.I. Joe stays there without, and a lot of things like the comics.
G.I. Joe's been gone for a long time. Yeah.
That's an anchor. That's like a foundation. Then you have the toys. If they can keep it up and not make any fucking business decisions that drop them down like they did in the early 2000s, late 90s and shit.
Yeah.
They'll be all right,
Yeah. And Tom Riley said, I'm very excited to return to the Energon universe with my Duke squad mates, Josh and Jordy. It's not every day you get to help build something this big, let alone with some of the best talent in the industry has to offer. He said, to be asked to continue building with them is a challenge that I happily accept. We're going to bring bring you G.I. Joe like you've never seen them before. So get ready for a wild ride. Joshua, Tom, Jordy, No. I'm sorry. Ben Abernathy, the executive editor at Skybound, said, all hard at work planning and world building has led to this momentous launch. Joshua, Tom, and Jordy have crafted a sense-shattering first issue that will reward loyal Energon fans with an amazing debut that has also managed to make a perfect jumping on point for new readers. And then Robert Kirkman said, I love it when a plan comes together. Quoting I think your boy from A-Team, Hannibal
Smith.
Yeah. And with a foundation laid, Skybound is primed to expand the Energon universe with an ongoing G.I. Joe series. He said Duke, Cobra Commander, Scarlet, and Destro have been mere teases of what we have in store. Now, Josh, Tom, and crew are bringing us a new vision of these beloved characters that will stand next to the Transformers and Void Rivals as the cornerstones of the Energon universe. When the Energon universe was launched, it was notably without a G.I. Joe #1, and sales are expected to outdo Transformers #1 as well, with all the build-up. So,
yeah, I mean, they're doing it right. I mean, I have no complaints whatsoever. No complaints. My
no.
well, wouldn't say no complaints. The only thing is, I gotta all these variants, man.
Well, before we go, what did you pick up at the thing?
Okay. So I was at the Westchester Comic Con. It's the undiscovered realm. I even still have the damn thing on my wrist, and
Nice.
it was pretty cool, man. I mean, I went up there to see Uncle Larry, aka Larry Hama,
Mm-hmm.
and to get some signatures from him, because we try to get as many signatures. Like I like his art, I like his storytelling, so I'm always attached to whenever he's in town. Chop him up, show him some love. We come there, sign this. He can get his bread, the whole thing. You know what I mean? This is what we're about.
What'd you get?
Oh, okay. So starting off, I had bought my 155, so I got the signature.
Nice.
Nice.
And,
for that, also for 155 and a half, the continuation, because remember, IDW continued the story. Actually, everybody think it was Image, but it was actually IDW that continued Larry Hama's stories. And then I got the G.I. Joe. I think this is a variant for number 304 or something like that.
Nice.
Lady J,
Hell yeah.
Also got the signature on my
okay.
My cover, as my cousin call them.
I used to have a tent that goes over the top of a bunk bed that was that same G.I. Joe camo. It said G.I. Joe when I was a real little kid. So that's funny. That reminded me of
military. They call these covers. So
yeah.
So
yeah.
Got that. Then I just went on a little buying spree on some stuff. Another one of these books. I need to create one of my other ones.
Need that.
The Sigma 6. I got the free comic book day one, but I needed my #1 Sigma 6.
Sigma 6.
Comic point.
Nice.
IDW.
I love that cover.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Then here's the Image front line with Hama in it. He jumped on the front line because that was like the origins and stuff like that involved with that.
Nice.
But it wasn't a direct continuation at all, but it was cool. And then I had got my Graham Crackers America Elite. These are the special joints.
And
what else I got? I had to get another order of battle because I'm gonna be doing something special with this. Coming soon to a lot of people near them.
All the vehicles.
Yeah. And then my brother, he hooked me up, with another #1.
Damn.
That's
fire.
SDCC. So, a nice numbers, nice white pages.
Hell yeah.
That's what I came off with for today. It was beautiful. I mean, it was a nice time. It started late because computers were down, but once they got things rolling, everybody was in there, man. I'm gonna be posting some stuff on Instagram, showing a little bit, not too much, because I sometimes I just get lost in everything and forget to record certain things. But yeah, it was a fun time, man. Very fun time,
Hell yeah.
And always good to catch up with Larry Hama, because my cousin, he's a retired Marine. Larry was in the Army, so they was chopping it up on their military terminologies, and they was talking, and it was really dope, to see him, and he was sketching the illest sketch, man, of Tunnel Rat. I'm like,
damn.
I was like,
dude.
dude is nice. I mean, like from memory muscle.
Right.
Like he didn't need a reference for the weapons or nothing. He was sketching it right there. I'm like,
damn.
oh my god, damn. Amazing. So, and that's what we went there for, because with G.I. Joe heads, I mean, they had plenty of other artists and a lot of cool stuff going on. People in cosplay, you know, and met some people that I knew there and all that. It was great, you know.
Right.
It was just that we was there for Larry Hama, you know, and you know what more? It's like one of my I say like an idol in a sense, like
right.
someone to look up to that, you know, the books got you through, the toys got you through, you know, and it's like, yo, you helped me through my childhood, man, with this.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate it. So
right.
It's just fun. So and hope to see him again, because we're gonna see him as long as he keeps doing the circuits, and we're gonna be bumping into him. You know, so that's the deal with me with him. I got to bring the Sabretooth comic. He did a Sabretooth. He did the I think he was an editor and writer on the Sabretooth comic. So you know, yeah, he does a lot of stuff. The man is multi-talented. He got a world of knowledge and stuff like that. What up, Cash? But yeah, he's definitely the guy, man. I mean, you want to know about the origins of G.I. Joe? His origin is a bit different from what they used to tell us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I was saying, the main four: Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Scarlet, and Stalker. He also added on Destro and the Baroness, was mostly his creations, you know what I'm saying, and how he wanted G.I. Joe to be centered around these various characters, and everybody else were mostly background, and they pop in and out from time to time. But the people who have the real backgrounds, you can tell who you can tell by the comics who they're centered around. So it's pretty dope. Very dope experience, man. You know, so if you got a con near you, you know, and Larry Hama's in town, I suggest you go and check him out. You drop a lot of knowledge and get your book signed, man.
Hell yeah, dog. That's a must. Yeah, man. I would love to get Larry Hama's signature, man, on some of these books I got. But yeah, man. Before we dip out, man, we got a few photos and set images and things that have been tweeted, and some images from the Superman joint coming, which filming continues on the Cleveland, Ohio set of the James Gunn Superman movie.
Oh, they're in Cleveland.
Yeah, with the rubble back on the streets. It looks like they're getting ready to shoot another explosive set piece, and we'll hopefully be able to bring you some shots from those sequences later on. But for now, we have a roundup of photos from the last couple of days. And there's nothing massively revealing here, but we do have a few snaps of David Cornsweet as Clark Kent, which we haven't seen yet. And he like pushes his way through a crowd in a black and white image, confirming that he is going to have his own merchandise in the DCU. And we also have close-up of Kent's Daily Planet's press badge. And it's a curly-haired take on Clark that has been proven somewhat divisive, but certainly one way to go to distinguish the mild-mannered reporter from his superpowered alter ego. Because remember, there's only, you know, what they're trying to do is make it more than just he puts on glasses and no one recognizes him. You know, he's got this kind of curly, bushy hairdo, and when he's Superman, it's very much, you know, sort of
back,
straight down, right, and with the one curl on his forehead. But
that's crazy, man. Yo, it's danger. Yo,
I'm out. Let me throw in some fucking blue magic in and shit.
Yeah, and I'm out.
Yeah.
That's wild.
All right, so there he is.
Shout out to Ohio, to my third home. Oh yeah, I see it. That's crazy. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I dig it. And then we got him from behind, trying to get through the crowd. He's got his newspaper and his coffee in his hand, making it through the crowd there. And then here's some rubble on the street. You know, they'll be doing something's gonna explode or be crushed, and some rubble has to fly. Look like some bricks there and some concrete. So looks like some buildings are gonna get fucked up. And then there is it says a Glenn Morgan, aka Mr. Metropolis Easter egg was spotted on the set of Superman.
Shopping at Glen Morgan Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Comet
Trailways right there. And then all right, Comet. So Superwoman's horse is named Comet. And here you see Comet Trailways with a white horse painted on the side.
Nice.
Little Easter eggs. And then there's a Daily Planet press pass right there. His Clark Kent, his press badge as he runs past.
That's pretty dope, man.
So, like I said, nothing giving away anything about the movie or anything, just some cool tidbits. This is Gunn meeting fans and signing autographs outside of the, outside of the fucking production there in Ohio. This guy's getting his Funko Pop signed by James Gunn, dude. Imagine, oh my God. Fuck.
Shoot.
I want to roll up and get some Guardians of the Galaxy shit signed or something, man.
Shoot, my brother got a wild bunch of stuff signed by Hama. Yo, those signatures,
Yeah, that's
get them, yo. Ain't no joke.
I need them. Yeah, man. That shit makes it official. But yeah, Superman also.
Yep.
Sorry, what?
No, I was saying I want to one day run into Michael Keaton with a Batman doll. Like, yo, my man.
I was lucky enough to catch Giancarlo Esposito with my Moff Gideon figure.
Yo, that's the homie. Yo,
Yeah,
you know,
cool.
for a long time,
he's a cool dude.
You want to know? For a long time, I thought he was Dominican based off the roles that he usually get.
Right.
Dude is Italian and black, bro.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
I was like, yo,
Puerto Rican or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's Italian and black. He's like, no, I'm from, my family's from Italy. And I'm like, oh.
Yep.
So bugging out is from Italy, bro. That's what's up. That's fire.
Yeah, so I was calling him Paisan and shit. We were it was cool.
Yeah.
But I gave him the fucking 6 element. I gave him this too. So Giancarlo Esposito had one of these in his pocket. Whether he threw it away 10 minutes later or not, I saw him put it in there.
That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah, he's
I don't know what happened. I had a picture of us at the when we met. Where is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching a lot of his shows, man. That dude delivers every time. This last Boys episode was crazy with him. I was like, yo, this guy.
Yeah, bro. He plays a great villain. But I know a lot of people were not down with him playing Professor X. I wouldn't care. I could do it. I could even see him as Magneto. I don't care. Like he can do whatever, bro. He's an amazing actor. But he can play good guys, bad guys. But he's just got that iconic, badass sort of vibe that he always sort of portrays. So it's cool, man. But Superman, the movie, will have Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern Guy Gardner, Edie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, and Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho. Sarah Sampaio is on board as Lex's assistant lover, Eve Tessmacher. Pruitt Taylor Vince and Neva Howell will play Ma and Pa Kent, and Millie Alcock will play Supergirl, who may pop into the Superman movie as well. But it's yet to be confirmed. Maybe it'll be an after credit thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're still not exactly sure how these other superheroes will factor into the story. But Gunn has previously revealed that Superman's dual life as both Clark Kent and Superman is kind of going to be the back story of this film, like him sort of coming to grips, I guess, or dealing with the fact that he, is an alien and an Earthman, suggesting that these characters will be his super friends and will be, whether they'll be part of an actual team, super friends or anything like that remains to be seen, but that would be pretty cool. But yeah. The James Gunn said, overjoyed to be announcing the start of the principal photography on Superman today. This was February 29th, which just happens to be coincidentally an unplanned Superman birthday. But he said, when I finished the first draft of the script, I called the film Superman Legacy. When we started reporting on this, it was called Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
And he said, by the time I locked the final draft, it was clear that the title was Superman, he writes in caps. And he added, making our way to you, July 2025. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be good. And we've seen a lot so far. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings, but I'm super excited about this DC universe again, with Lanterns being a HBO project and just all these great writers and directors on these projects, Tom King and The Brave and the Bold and gray and blue Batman suit, man. I think the DCU is going to put the MCU to shame.
Hell yeah.
I really do. I mean, at least post Endgame MCU, at the very least. But maybe, I mean, it. I ain't gonna say that, but yeah, I think it's definitely.
They need to get this all together. They have to reboot the universe in MCU in order to really, just like these guys are doing. They're rebooting shit. They're like,
it's
look,
okay.
we gotta reboot.
Yeah. Admit it.
Popping.
Just admit it's time. MC.
Yeah.
Down with the MCU. Let's do the MCU again. Come on.
And it would be smart if they center it around the Spider-Man instead of all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Because he's the younger guy.
Sony ain't gonna let that but they, they have been playing nice, so maybe so. But yeah, y'all, that's our joint. It's about 9:30. But yeah, man, check us out again. We'll be back Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday and Wednesday right here. You'll check us out 6:30 p.m. We'll be talking about all the dope shit that you need to know about hip hop and comics. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you for coming and chopping it up with us. To all the homies, salute to the moderators. Peace to everybody, and we'll see you Wednesday. Peace.